No, da-da-dum, da-dum. There's so many chickens nowadays in Farmernum. Just spawn, spawn, spawn. Cozy Chickabum stream and Cozy right after. That's funny. Oh, hello Nordish and Cozy. Well, yeah, by the way, you're correct. I brought terrorists to Fabrum, so yeah, they are now coming from time to time. It should be fine, I guess. It still amazes me, like, they need some time to arrive here. Maybe they wait for Exodus, but eventually they realize that they need to wait for some years. They decide to visit Fabrum. Still there. Not sure which one, but the game. No people around, damn. It's usually like a bunch of miners everywhere, some people gathering for something, so on. Today it's way less people than yesterday. Maybe because it's just beginning, or maybe everyone waiting for Henrik stream, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. Or maybe someone fighting somewhere. They mostly don't see any familiar persons. Or guilds, even. One of these miners. But it's good actually, it's very profitable. I made a lot of money through mining woodcutting. It's really cool stuff. If you anyway have something to do, you can just at least get a bit of profit. So it's always useful. Ran straight to sewers probably. But I forgot to buff myself. And I should. Sometimes it may save the day.
Hello there.
Henrik still tomorrow? No, it should be today. Why it should be tomorrow? It should be today. Welcome, Nage. Looks like he peacefully farmed walkers. Everything's fine so far. Mana Guild. Mana Guild and he is damaged. Why he is damaged if he is from Mana Guild? Why he can heal himself? That's weird. What do you mean? Oh, what? Oh, yeah, I can see there's some problem with connection to Twitch of the bot. Let me join him. Not sure what work. No, it's not. Let's try it this way. Now it works. Now it should work. Yeah, now it works. Yeah, no, my limit isn't temporary because I wanted to test LMTism, and LMTism for solo players is useless. So I dropped LMTism and I will wait until new updates. I'm curious about other spells that will be in the school. Because just throwing away stuff that will make me gray and I will be killed in a few seconds after, it's not what I need. Archer is way more effective, way more useful. So there is no point for me to keep it. Damn, no talkative people, nothing. Okay, let's try a bounty. Maybe at least with bounty I will be like, yeah. Most likely not, but still. Maybe. Yeah, crime mechanic is so stupid. I can understand why it was done like this, because yeah, if you have friendly fire, so logically if someone will just occasionally hit you on purpose, and then again and again you will die. Should he be punished? Yes. He may not kill you, he may just damage you severely, so you will die to someone else. Oh, no. At least one familiar person. It's like a ghost even today.
Oh.
It's just, I don't know, I check the streets, the bridge, etc. and it's just no one familiar and almost no people. It's so strange.
Yeah, I just came back. I want to see where my bounty is.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I came for the same reason.
7,000 meters south. Oh my god.
Mine is most likely far away as well, because of the guild. It's like 99% MK.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a new bounty. Give me a sec.
What do you mean? You need an hour for this.
Yeah, but I took my bounty a long time ago, like this morning, and now I checked where it was, and well, he's nearby, so I'm getting a new one.
The target is nowhere to be seen the moment. I get the target that just log out before I get the info from the first Karaki. Damn, that's a new record.
That's quick.
That's not cool. Well, maybe he just relog, but who cares? It's a murder guy. He's definitely near MK.
He might be nearby.
No,
Might be very
no.
close. He only
Amert
has
is
6
so
murder
rare
bounties.
in Fabulum, so damn rare. Like all the time killing newbies around MK, and that's what they're doing mostly. There are a few people that don't do it, but most of them doing exactly this. But I once actually hunted Mango near Fabulum. That was a long hunt, he killed so many people. But eventually he was killed. He's very damn good.
2,500 meters south. That's my dually.
How you managed to get a new one? Or it was an old contract previously?
Old contract, yeah.
Ah, okay. 500 is very close.
No, 2,500.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's not that close.
I have 6 minutes until I got to leave, so I don't even have time to hunt him. Fuck.
Damn. Where are you living?
I'm gonna meet up with some friends.
Oh.
Like, not mortal related.
Yeah, I understand. Well, at least it's not a Minecraft. You will not go for Minecraft altogether.
No.
Okay. Alright. Good luck with your friends then.
Yeah. Thank you. You too, have fun hunting people.
Yeah, have fun. Ah, damn. That's a new record. To get a bounce that just log out instantly. Oh, crap. We need to change the system somehow. Nah, hamster will be fine. He was lost for like more than a month. Like more than 2 or 3 months, I suppose. But he returned. And probably he will gone again. Into the sea. And hamster is a nice dude. So yeah. Talking about it would be cool if they would just remove friendly fire, but yeah. If they will remove friendly fire, obviously people would just spam the spells. It will be so powerful meta. You can just spam them everywhere, you can spam them on themselves, you can just do it all the time. Everyone will become hybrid or a mage or whatever. So it should be with friendly fire, obviously. It's too powerful to be without friendly. No, cameras run. One of those miners. At least you have a bear. It's kind of safer to farm when you have a bear. Maybe someone will leave it down, I will join them, I don't know. Not sure what to do right now. I can go for something so... we can go for snow region also, I don't know. I'm just not sure. All this Western Territory last day is just empty in terms of any new players and only bored criminals running back and forth in groups and killing everything. It's not cool. I can't fight them solo and it's not much point they will respond and do the same. Like, if you decide to fight RPKs, you need to create a powerful alliance. You need to grab everyone who ready for fighting them. Because 90% of servers are RPKs. You can fight them solo. You can fight them with guild. You need many guilds to fight them. Criminals are different, stars. There are many good people in criminal guilds, but by criminals I mean mainly people who run around and killing randoms. That's why they called RPKs, random player kill, not player killers. RPKs. This means like maniacs that killing everyone, and this is not cool. I'm okay with criminals who trying to rob people. Okay, it's actually immersive when people trying to do it. I enjoyed every moment when I saw them. With some I fought, to some I gave my loot, others checked my loot but didn't take much. So anyway, it was interesting conversation, it was interesting interaction. I lost some stuff at some points, but I was still happy to see them. I still remember these moments, I remember these people, and that was enjoyable. But most of the criminals are just running zergs up to 10 people, they're silent, they just kill you, and that's it. No dialogue, no attempt to immersively rob or whatever, do anything. They just maniacs who slaughtering people. And this is not cool. Yeah, logically, PvP should be around guilds. But guilds don't have wars even. They don't start this war deck. I'm not sure what is wrong with the system, except that you need to pay some gold for it, and they looks like too greedy to pay it, and eventually most of the guilds don't have wars, they're just killing them just normally, like RPKs. That's why there are so many murders in even RPK guilds. So eventually it's weird. Instead of making it easy to drop a war on whatever you want and fight with all these guilds, they eventually, I mean, by they I mean devs, restrict players from doing this, and they just kill all the randoms everywhere. And this is not cool. Yeah. Yeah, many people don't care about Tamer. They just don't go into the city with being grey. Many of them living in Kranish or cave camp or whatever, or in their strongholds. So people don't care about Tamer mostly. If you have friends, you don't need to care about it. It's like two options. Either you need friends that will protect you, or you will be just a naked dude with a flagstone sword that will kill people. And we have both of these people everywhere, both types. Yeah, some of them have alts, some with free reputation to bring stuff to their houses. And on red accounts, they just live in these houses and enjoying their time. I don't know. Current problems? I don't know. I can see 0.1% of drop frames, but outside of it everything's fine. And I'm getting the 0.1% almost every time when I'm just loading Mortal because it's a loading system. So no, I'm not sure. Do we have problems? Damn, I just sit in here and well, few people arrived to the city, no one living in it. This is probably hamster. Just okay, we have one miner, one woodcutter. Looks like I need to go for something solo this time. Okay, at least I can see someone. I know, I would like to join maybe some random dude. Just not sure what to do right now. It's probably parcel delivery or something. Very dedicated run naked somewhere. Oh well. Okay, let's go just do some solo stuff. Well, there are people with thousands of murder counts. And if you kill so much, then you not kill so much people. So many. No. Hold on, Serio. Yeah, I wasn't Gaukuram a bunch of times. People who live in there usually get a lot of murder counts, I suppose. They don't care about them anyway, because all of them have big guilds. So they can run on Zerks and just find. Also, they have kinda everything there. No project. Place is cleared, looks like. I didn't expect that I will have time actually to parry, but okay. And the books are looted? Not, yeah. It was looted just right before me. There are a bunch of different necro spots on all over the map. You don't need to find actually farm it near Gaukor. It's not safe to do it near Gaukor. Kinda all of them not safe. So can be dangerous everywhere. Oh damn. Damn, he is so heavy. Well, you don't need to farm Necrospot for this if you need money. Like, I'm not sure that this is the best approach to get money. Especially with all the risk. Because it's kinda risky to do it. Well, maybe still profitable if you do it with minimum equipment, but I don't know. For months. You can buy months. Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm getting mods from time to time when I visit the necrospawns. But sitting on one spot to get materials, well, it will be tedious. It's like farm experience. I didn't farm them even when I have portal knowledge. Because it was too boring. This one's a healer, what? I really need to fix this bug with Agbone. So annoying. Damn, why are you so small? Yeah, to raise Necromancer normally you need all 3 walkers. That's the main approach at the beginning. Oh, it's damaged? Brilliant. That was... It's not what I wanted. And it's too late, yeah. I didn't use the new buttons after changing them. I didn't have muscle memory. Whoa, that's pretty tough, black bear. For some reason I'm doing pretty low damage to him. I'm supposed to do 160 plus, but I'm doing only 120. That's weird. Yeah, you also can use necklace to overcome it. You can lower your bonuses from intelligence of psi and rise more levels, then get them back. You also can use necklace to be able to cast next spell and so on. So yeah, there are workarounds. But you anyway need greater walkers. They're just good. You still need them anyway. So you anyway need to farm for them. And I need to farm for scribing. I still need to learn it. And if I would just farm from bandits, it will be like eternity, I suppose. Because I'm not getting these damn scrolls. So. Now, PC Panda, are you trying? Did you try to watch videos of farming spirits? I recommend it to everyone who is interested in Ether. Everyone who is interested to farm spirits, just watch at least a couple of hours non-stop farm of spirits. Just watch it. If you will be fun and excited after it, okay, this may be for you. In most cases, it will not be for you. It's so tedious. It's the most tedious thing in Mortal, and one of the most boring mechanic just through all the games. So it's really, really not for everyone. It's super, yeah, you need to watch. If you're interested, you have to watch it. It's necessary. You'll watch and still will be excited, then okay, that should be fine. If you watch and decide like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to do it at all. Then don't do it. Because yeah, it's reliable money, but it's so boring. And you need to invest 10,000 in it. And you need to spend so much time doing this boring stuff to just compensate it. So it's really not for everyone. It's very rare case when it's really not for everyone. When it's not a purpose phrase, when it's really not for everyone. It's only for specific psychotype that can be fine with this. Like there are people who do an RMT through Pass of Exile, for example, that can farm once the same map for like 8 hours a day. And they're absolutely fine, they're happy to do it. For this psychotype, it's fine. But for most, no. It's not fine. I hate this note. It's hard to hit them with max. And they always come closer and eventually it's hard to hit them. Damn, I don't even need anything from them. You can see the movies, that's the problem. The problem of this mechanic, it's not mining or something. With mining, yeah, you can watch whatever you like, and you'll get a lot of money this way. And you also can use the stuff for many things. But if you're doing spiritism, you cannot watch something, you can listen, yeah. You can listen audiobooks, you can listen podcasts, you can talk with people on Discord. that's what you can do. So you can compensate the boredom, yeah. But it's still very, 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 very boring mechanic. Books aren't hard to get because basically mechanic was different and was used mostly not to get experience. It's kinda... Whoa, that's many horses. 3 horses and different horses. They're all grey. They are not the name it gets spawned. Someone dead here probably with all these horses. And eventually abandoned him. They always attack from the right side for some reason. It will be not enough to kill. Seriously, don't handle him. So disappointing. Oh well. I found some skeleton horse here. You should be happier. The reds are fine, but I don't wanna go back to Fabian right now. There are not many talkative people today anyway. Yeah, it's probably anyway too late to search for a loot or something. I mean, horses are abandoned by someone. We followed someone to this point. He died probably somewhere there. Maybe to the reds, maybe not. Happened some time ago. If anyone need horses, they waiting for someone. Yeah, spirits are pretty cheap to buy, so it's already a lot of farmers, that's why they're cheap. So it's just easy to buy in most cases. I just tried to farm myself a few times. And even with just listening something still was something that I hated to do. Just so boring. I'm absolutely fine with mine and woodcutting, but I hated to do this spirit farming. Because you need to concentrate, you need to focus all the time. And at the same time you have nothing to do, you're just pressing one button. It's so damn boring. So it's like combination of two opposite things and eventually to enormous boredom. Not a cool mechanic for sure. Yeah, it's relatively safe and it's good money. I can totally agree with this. It's a good money, especially if you're lucky, you can get flags that may cost a lot. So yeah, it's good mechanic in terms of making money, but that's so tedious, so boring. Would be cool if it would be some kind of a mini game or something, but not it. Or throwing spells in them, I don't know. It should be changed because it utilizes the same shitty mechanic for PvP in Aether. In PvP, Aether is just a meme. Everyone who tried to do it understands how bad it is. So I think it should be changed to projectiles, at least. This way it will be more interesting to do it during the farm, and also maybe it will be faster. So I don't know. Any changes would be good. Instead of keeping it how it is. Hunting? Hunting in the jungle if the turtles are still alive, I would say. Or tagmatons if they're still alive. But in most other cases, do they try to calculate the price of every creature? Like some creatures that you farm? Because it doesn't look like it's really that good. Like it's reliable money and it's pretty fast, so it's kinda okay stuff to do, but nothing special. It's plus minus the same speed as mining. But mining you can go AFK and just check it from time to time. You can do some work. You can, if you work in anyway with your PC, so you can just do the job and untap from time to time to move your miner. That's it. While hunting is active and you're still getting kind of the same money. It's good if you live near turtles, so you can, yeah, kill some. From time to time, just check the spawn through the window of your house. And if they respawn, you can kill them. And eventually butcher them on table, so yeah, it's a good money. The only problem, you need to move the stuff from the jungle. And that's a moment where you can lose everything. So it have some minuses. I stopped running into the jungle on a regular basis long ago because you wasting a lot of time to get there. Eventually you see empty spawn, and then you also gank on the exit, and also can be ganked on entrance. So it's not really that cool. People moving. Oh. They looks pretty friendly, I don't know. They afraid of me? Yeah, but I was without my bow. Actually, I should switch in bow when I'm moving like this. Ah, and I need to remove the clutter down below. See, weapons. We really need a button of switching weapons. Just a main and secondary weapon. It usually should be enough for anyone. For someone it's switching between dagger and shield. For someone it's switching between sword and longbow. For others it's short bow and any melee weapon. That would be good. Because switching right now it's so clunky, so slow. If you're placing down buttons, you don't know what exactly equipped right now. And you can press the same button again, you will be unequipped. And when you see your empty fist, you will realize it too late, and well, you waste so much time. So it's not really good. Oh yeah, in terms of guilds, so you can use additional accounts, yeah. Or if you have some very reliable friends. But for most of the players it's not an option. These rock crystals are so rare and so useless. No, there should be. People asked Robma yesterday about the stream, and he mentioned like tomorrow. And today is that tomorrow, so logic it should be today. But let's see actually what in general chat. Because Logic and Henrik already should start, at least launch the stream. He usually starts in the time, but he may launch already, and he didn't. At least there are no announcement. Well, I don't see any mention of it, so I don't know. Also, it's so many colors, it's hard to see a Roma message or anyone's message actually. Too many colors. Yeah, Tephra is always controlled, so... Normally you probably need to come with all your guild and just mine it all together and leave it. That's how it probably should work. Like, many people should mine it fast, and then the guild should leave, so it's not for solo miners. It's possible to mine solo from time to time, but it's, well, very high risk. Potentially high reward, but only if you will survive, and there are no guarantee that you will survive. So it's pretty risky stuff to do. There are sometimes too many archers here over the game. Don't see much. Caster and Bowman. Anyway. Damn. It wasn't the hand. Probably better to use the bow. Yeah. Oh, that was close, but not yet. There are two of them nearby. It's a regular bandit, by the way. Will be guard. He wasn't happy, but now he will guard some city. Maybe the city will be in Skyrim. Damn, just stop. And she started walking. What the hell? Ah, damn, that was very wrong. The bow is useful. Way more useful than elementalism. To do the same stuff with elementalism, that will cost like 150 mana or something. Damn, I missed. Oh, it's healer. But it was Bowman. Why my mounted archers growing? I'm not on my mount. That's so weird. It's very strange how it works. Not sure if it's even bug or not. Maybe, hard to say. Mount Archer, yes, I took instead of Elementism because Elementism is useless for me. I will wait until new Elementism and then I will retake it again to test all of it. Because I hope for entities to be good. There are no guarantee. Damn. Damn. It's hard to hit their hands sometimes. So I need to practice a lot of archery again because my skill become rusty. I become way better with Spirion through the spirit of time. Then lost my archery skills. And archery is very enjoyable actually. Like the core mechanic. And it's very cheap. Like you're wasting stamina but you don't see it because if you have more than 10 strings that bow demand, at least for short bow, you can shoot infinitely, yeah? Oh, damn, I am comrade. Yeah, it's enough. Should I go to Hellspear? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe it's worth it. I also wasn't in Hellspear for some time. Maybe I should visit it. I don't see any information about the stream. Someone is mowing. I'm just trying on Newton horse. Anyway, his horse is not armored, so it's not dangerous for me. Yeah, we need some shortcut from Fabernum, definitely, yeah, because it's so annoying to go this way. This tunnel probably will be open one day, because there is some kind of a closed tunnel when you're rising up through the zigzag road from Fabrinum, there is some entrance. Most likely it will be connected to the underground city, because it will be city under Hellspear. Overall, as far as I understand, there are pretty huge places planned for Mirrorwind Underworld. So it will be interesting to see. There should be Dwarven cities, this Ogmer cities. Fallen Paladin, what? No, I'm not Fallen. Anyway. We have necro spells. Oh, you mean this? No. Paladin doesn't mean my build. Paladin is a guild name. Paladin is what I am. I bound by oaths. That's the reason. You can read about this by writing guild command. So it's not about my build. My build is, I don't know. People call this tribrid, probably. I don't know. I can use archery, magery, and melee. And I know all the magic schools, so it's kinda not a paladin, for sure. Very friendly thirster paladin. No, you're not. To be paladin, you need to swear the oath. That's how paladins work. You're a foot fighter, yeah. They usually, such builds usually used to do the red stuff and swords and similar things. Any place where you can run faster than others and escape. Like Graveyard near Fabrinum, where you can swim, you can jump through the rocks, you can run to sewers, many places to escape. That's why people adore to grief newcomers there. And this is not cool. Most profitable oath? Well, this can be profitable actually. I mean, if people will trust you, they also can pay you for the help as well. Why not? It's not like it's restricted to something. It just means that they may trust you or to do something or to help with something. And if they normally don't trust others, because paladins, first of all, cannot lie. So you can use even this part already to get something from a paladin. Also, paladins cannot break their word, otherwise they will break their oath. So basically, you can just, by using these two moments, and paladins never attack first, if there are no hostility. So, knowing these 3 points, you can approach any paladin and you'll be absolutely safe. And you can ask something to lead to some situation. Oh, what a person. Oh, anyway, I don't remember this name. This guild was trying to stream snipe me, but this name wasn't with them. So, I can help and I will. Henrik is there? Oh, I can serve him a message. Nothing special. Oh, announcement by the way. Yeah, finally. Okay, they kind of started. Alright. That's good. Yeah, I need to close this browser and launch that browser. Will take a bit of time, but just starting, so it's fine. Yeah, okay, I'm launching. They also need to come to Hellspear to not stand in this bottleneck, or it can be dangerous. Or that someone's coming behind me. And it doesn't mean that he is friendly. But usually if you mount an archer on armored horse, not many people without a group will try to poke you anyhow. even if they're usually hostile. Because they duralize and most likely they will just lose their horse and maybe one day also. Usually I'm not killing people. It's too long to do and usually I don't hate them so much. Just killing the horse and going my way. Instead of wasting a lot of time. Because mounted archers are very good at killing horses, but not really that good at killing people. But I have walkers to drop them on someone. And you can't escape walkers in the middle of nowhere. You will just die. Yes, today should be information about territory control. I didn't say his name. Oh, now I can see. Tyrus. I don't know this guy. Also have a bow, but he don't have armor. Space Thirster, no. Oh, maybe somewhere deep in his soul he is a Space Thirster. Who knows? Damn, I usually go and just spirit walk there from Fabernum. Because it's damn so much time to get there. I like Hellspear, it's pretty nice little town. But no, moving there, it's so annoying. Should be some kind of an old Ogmir elevator. Huge one where you can place a bunch of horses that will move from time to time up and down. That would be good. And something like this near Fabernum. That would be good. Okay, let's check what's going on. I'm not interested in updates. What? We got to cover it. Go away with the advertisement. Close it. Just wanna see the damn stream. I'm not often. No, I launch in this browser like once a week usually. So yeah, it doesn't work that good.
Information
he already started.
Stream when it comes to TC and a few other things
He just started.
that tan, I think it's the red stuff bouncing. I don't have a tan. I'm quite pale. But yeah, anyway. So as you can see on the topics today, we have we're gonna talk about TC in depth. I have 3 things to show when it comes to TC. I have we have put together a little city just to show a little bit how that can look if we build it. No.
Oh, looks like today I will need to watch mostly than doing anything.
I also pulled out the new user interface for TC. It's quite fully packed
So
with
that bot should be a knife. I don't know. Some problems today. I have no idea.
TC as well. And we have
Damn it.
the rules in depth. So how
What's the
the
knife?
whole system works. I think it's a good opportunity to go through the rules, how it works,
Let's restart
and
the
let
bot.
you guys, learn about the updates from the first game, and also because obviously we're interested in hearing feedback. If there's something that you're, pointing out that we may have missed or anything like that. So
Some reason when I will tap now
in time
after
for
some updates,
preparation for the upcoming
the image is
test
frozen.
sessions when it comes to TC.
It's not cool.
Also gonna update, go into the Spring
Yeah, it would be
5
funny.
roadmap.
Looks like I will need to watch
break it
most
down a
there.
little bit more in depth so you can see those steps
He
as
will
well.
show something anyway.
After that, I have a little
Yeah, it's
nice
just frozen when
update,
I'm tabbing. That's not
when
cool.
it comes to our upcoming patch.
And
Stuff
with
that you
both
may not
brothers.
expected. The team have been killing it as usual. Very busy working
I can
on
try with Chrome.
delivering our
Let me
upcoming
launch Chrome as well.
awesome patches from Outline 2. I have some videos to show about that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much on the schedule today. Let me see. Yeah, so obviously last week there was some
No, it shouldn't freeze at all.
on my
It previously
end.
didn't.
Obviously, I take
It's
it
some
in leads,
optimization
it's
update
all
for
me.
browser.
I
doing
tried to
this.
clear it up so
So
there's
it's freezing
no
not
confusion
because
with a message as well that everyone can read on the website.
Not because of my PC
As
freezing
I
or
mentioned,
something.
the
I have
Star team
absolutely
are
fine
working on
FPS
Modern 2
everywhere.
only, as mentioned before.
It's just
And this gave us
attempt of
pretty much an
optimize
opportunity for more
the process, I
resources.
suppose.
So great news for Modline 2, and that's it. And we continue working Modline 2. So I hope that kind of clears it. Again, obviously we always try to adapt and learn when it comes to communication, information, how everything goes. So thank you for all that feedback. We take it to our heart. All right. So with that out of the way, I guess will let you guys decide how you want to proceed with TC in this stream. So I have 3 things to go through when it comes to TC.
I don't want to miss this info, but damn, I need to switch browsers.
Traxton, thank you for the prime. Appreciate it. So we have the. I have started the game in the background here. I can show you a city we pre-built already, just to give you a little feel for how it is to work around outside of the buildings, inside of the buildings, and so on. And then I made slides how to explain the rules of TC, because it's quite sophisticated and it's very important everyone understand how it works, what you can expect. And like I said, I also have some picture of the game, walk around and take a look on a city, or should we jump straight into the
I closed one
slides when it
browser,
comes to explaining how TC gonna work?
Maybe this one will behave
say,
normally.
guys? Or
No,
the
it's
UI
wrong.
first. I mean, game, walk around, game. All right, it looks like most are on the game. So all right, let's take a little tour in a city before we go to the in-depth rules and slides. All right, so one moment, I'm gonna start my stuff here. I mean, we will cover them all, right? It's just a matter of order of things,
Wait
right?
while he's launching it.
Let me
No?
see.
Hello?
All right, you see
Do you
the
know where I
game now,
can
right?
identify devils and shit?
Just gonna make sure we
Probably.
cover it all. Yeah, you see it, right?
It's one of these hunts, one of these buildings around.
Great. Right, so as you can see here, already a new site. We have a stronghold
Yeah, this
with
one.
2 little interesting defense weapons on the towers. So
Just showing.
this is a current city we built
Brilliant.
with the TC mechanics when it comes to building a city from a stronghold. So we can take a little look here at things. Obviously, if you want me to step into certain buildings,
It's the
we
same
can do
build.
so.
The
You
same
can pretty much
city, yeah.
guide me, right? I'm just gonna cover some of the basic information here as well. So obviously everything starts with a house or a stronghold or a keep, right? In this case, we started from a stronghold and we enabled the territory control from this building. 1 second, I'm just gonna make so I can read everything at the same time here.
Okay, I can just sit there and regenerate.
Who is going to be able to space that? So, people say that we have a
Yeah,
lot
even
of
Chrome, if
empty,
it's
boring
dumped, it's
spaces in the
become
world.
black screen.
This is
So
why.
yeah.
We're gonna need a lot of space, right? Obviously, we are doing specific different sessions when it comes to populating Mioland, and we may also tweak some areas to have a little bit more space. We're also looking to loosen up some of the placement rules to make sure that it's a little bit easier and more forgiving to place buildings, so that you don't need a perfect flat surface and so on.
They built it pretty close to each other. But there are no roads.
All right, so let's
There are no
take a look
special
here.
surface
So here
for a
we
city.
placed
That
quite a
would be
few of
good
the
to
different
see.
buildings.
Some stones, bricks, anything.
Broke a house. This is an important building for when it comes to defense and sieging. This is the barrack building.
But it's so
And
tiny.
inside here you will have the functions to access your military services. So along with upgrades here, you will get different types of access to the NPCs that allows you to set schedule for guards and also get equipment for sieging, siege tents and stuff like that. So this is going to be an important building for those services.
We can see interface for now.
This is our first tier bank, if I'm not mistaken. So in this build we're missing,
we have more offices.
science. So we have science upcoming in next build that will make it a little bit easier to see what's going on, right? So first tier of bank, quite basic,
I have guns,
and then you can upgrade that into a tier 3 bank that are
city looks,
more impressive.
it's not a city really, but it looks already like a city almost.
Here. So this is a
nice.
library.
Models are pretty
I think
good.
it's a tier 2 or so library. And then we have, let's see, bank. So this is an upgraded bank building. As you can see, we cleared up space more, 2 entrances, so it's not too crowded, right? Stuff like that. And here we got...
I wonder can you build all this if you have a stronghold nearby? Probably not.
House, normal, and this is our mighty... what the hell is the name of them?
What the hell is the
specific names we said, but this is the priest house. So here you have the priest
so
resurrecting, stuff like that.
He's on GM account probably. That's why there are no interface. Did not see what he can do.
Scouting over some space here.
Yeah, but is stronghold one stronghold is enough for all the city? Because
so
look how many
the
structures.
Tiers is not only cosmetic, more hit points, but also it gives you more NPC services. And functions.
Yeah, it's all built around stronghold.
So that comes along with the tiers.
But not
you
just
have
that
more
stronghold
options
enough.
and rules to set.
This one is a house, for example. Maybe the house is necessary to keep other things around.
So here, obviously, we'll be able to hire additionally in place the different NPCs. So you can offer
how expensive it will be, I wonder.
Services similar to any NPC.
Like I cannot pay for everything properly.
And this is also where things
alone
are getting quite much more interesting compared to the first game. So we had a few issues in the first game.
Yeah, it will cost a lot.
The first couple of months, everyone was heavily enjoying just building the cities, right?
I need to hoard money
after that, it
until
kind
to
of
see
stalled out
money and
became only
to be prepared.
Wars and siege in a long-term loop, and that's fine and expected, right? But we wanted to have more depth and meaningful components added to TC this time around, and we also identified those things that wasn't really
to build the stuff, probably,
good
or maybe
enough or
real.
fun enough
I will
gameplay wise. So in this case, what I'm talking about here, we're gonna go through them a little bit as well on the slides, the rules for that. So you can hire these NPCs, right, and have a upkeep to have them in your city. But it's also the thing that, so again, in the first game, you could place one NPC and you could go grind X amount of resources and sell them into infinity. So you just simply printed infinite amount of money to your city without ever having to leave your city. Really. Things like that didn't really play well with the world trade economy, regional based resources and so on. And that's when we take a big leap forward, which I think is going to be very exciting for the game and also help moving around in the world, making it interesting for players to run and maintain cities, but also have interactions. Alright, so let me proceed a little bit here. So this building here is a tier 3 version of Alert Tower. I think we have, so this is a tier
tiny
1 version of this. As you can see, quite self-explanatory.
Yeah, this looks like something that I can afford myself.
Line, not in this build, but that is how you can alert your guildmates. A signal flare message.
I can roleplay a bell ringer.
Better effect.
Just for our stream every day of ringing the bell.
Shop. Here, additional housing here. We got, this is a bank.
Looks like a bank. Yeah.
Tier 2, if I'm not mistaken.
But it's a tiny one.
Stable, upgraded stable. So here you will have access to your pets in the city. So this is
Towering
important
niches, though.
defensive buildings that you may
Yeah, it's
put
watchtower
tactically
from there.
in corners or so, because this is your watchtowers, pretty much a guard tower.
Yeah,
which
but
obviously
what's the
you can
profit of
climb
it?
up on.
With
And this is
how
also where you
the
can
guards
have
work right
guard
now?
posts. So
it should
a
be
good
quite
overview,
useless.
obviously good for defense and having guards as well.
Hopefully they will be able to shoot
Alright.
something from it.
And then we have. Whoop. Let's see. Is there anything else we want to look at here? I think we have 2 siege machineries here as well. Let me see if we can. So this is another little nice building that we are looking into.
Both
we'll
will be
able to
not
have in here, or just have
available
a, you know,
for players.
a
Only for
fighting
camps.
pit, or
But
you know,
maybe there will be some
other
tiny
building
short
services,
palisade
benches and
walls
so
or
on.
something.
So we're still experimenting with
I think
some
don't
of those
wanna make
buildings,
it
but we can offer
walls
them in a
online.
nice way. This is one of those.
Maybe
where
there
you
will be
also
some
place
compromise.
different services.
There should be walls, I think. At least
For your
some
city.
palisade, some short palisade. Like bandit
So
camps
you
at
can see
least.
some of the propping
I
here.
don't know. Something should be.
Let me see. I wanted to show. Okay, so here we got. Here you can see the first person scale of.
He was pushed by many players talking about at least
the
some
Scorpion
tiny
Ballista,
fence,
right?
and maybe there will be some.
It's quite a large machine.
Yeah, it's a big
and
one. You need many
We're
people
gonna
to
show you
push it.
a little bit more of how this is operated a bit later. It's not really, you know, in this build it's not ready for using.
Yeah,
as
there's
intended.
catapult also.
So-
You never showed catapult.
This is a mobile version, right? You can see it have wheels, and if you can connect, you tag into this position.
Damn.
And then this is a
Yeah,
very
so you need 4
engaging,
people
fun
to move it.
component, because one person can sit here in the machineries and you charge it. I will show that as well.
The most cool
how
moment
works
that
in detail. It's
the
a
dude can
huge leap
shoot.
forward again from the first
Or
game,
others
where
will
everything was
carry it.
no more
So
static
you
and
can be
just nudge
mobile
it.
artillery
So the
through
guy
all
up
the
here
mirror.
controls it, and he needs manpower.
He needs
to,
5 people to just
allow it
ride
to move
through the
forward.
mirror and shoot
So when he
everything.
sits there and he needs to move it, he tells his friend, you know, take position and standing here. And when they're standing here, he can actually control it moving forward and rotate it and so on. So
Yeah.
these machines comes in stationary versions and mobile versions like this. Here we got the catapult version. Same way here, you can hold in these handles to move it forward.
It doesn't have
And
metal
guy sits
handles, by
here,
the way,
and
for some reason.
you know, rotate it and
Yeah, also another
control
place
where
to
to move
sit
it.
and control.
Yeah, exactly. 4 slaves, 1 master, pretty much. You can be less than 4 slaves, but then it moves slower. So it's just, you know, efficiency, right? Yes, you will be able to fire while moving. So, but like I said, this is not obviously it's not a fast-moving tank, right? If you have 1 or 2 players, it moves slowly. If you have all 4, it's more effective speed on it. You know, more reasonable. That's also balance things, right? We want feedback on all of this. when
Yeah,
we
it would be
test the
cool
game.
to it
We
would
wanna
be
make
possible
sure
to
they have
attach mola
usage,
or
they're
something
effective,
else
but also obviously not overpowered,
to
right?
drag it. Armored
Well,
mola
looking
dragging
into
this would
strength
be
can have
cool.
an impact as well. It makes sense, it's fun, right? But it's all a matter of, you know, what kind of system we need to expand on, or how much we have to build to make that happen. It's always evaluation on that part. We don't want to push TC into infinity, right? We want to seal the deal for the core mechanics, and then carefully, you know, move forward from there.
The models looks nice.
Feel right. I strongly agree that we
And
should
made in
never
the same style.
have walls online too. However, I think that it would be both functional and aesthetic if we
Don't
were
need
able
build
to
for this.
build a
You just
limited
need
number of back disguise spike walls, perhaps
one
around 2
skill,
or 3
one primary for
with,
archer.
a portcullis style gate. This can be
And
limited
things
by
are not necessary at all.
tying it to the stronghold and making it be limited by
Yeah,
stronghold,
drivers are
making
perfect for
stronghold cannot be
solo.
placed close to each
100%.
other. It gives
Best
a lot of
PvE.
defensive option for people
And
who
moreover,
have villages in flat open areas. Yeah, so it's
you
been
don't
a
need
quite hot
marksmanship.
topic, right?
The
when it
chance to
comes
hit a hand And it's such a run and people
walls.
with latency. No chance.
As I mentioned before, there could still
Just
be up to
shooting
debate and
people.
testing
Someone will
very
die eventually.
weak,
So that's how it
simple
will work.
walls in a limited manner.
You don't need to shoot hands.
You know,
it's very hard
not
to do
completely out of the window.
in PvP.
That could be an option, yeah. So we have to see, right?
Wasting like
Yeah,
3
I'm not
more
sure- have I
primaries
showed you the
for
catapult
chance
before
to
on
hit
our
someone's
picture
head
perhaps, right?
with the chance to do
Again,
more
it
damage
has
with that.
real
Also, you
functional
cannot do
mechanics
headshots
the
with
gears.
longbows.
You know, they make sense how you load it and how you operate it. We're gonna show more of that.
So if you
Next.
wanna do more
We
reliable
can't show
and more
everything
damage,
in one
you need
go,
to use
and
longbows.
also some of it is
Longbows
in
can do
different builds and
headshots.
testing.
They can do expanse.
So yeah, sorry I can't show all the functions at this point. I pulled
So-
together a lot.
So just use one
But
primary.
we will show them shooting using them shooting stuff as well, obviously.
Yeah, but
So let's see, is
hide
there
the chat.
anything else here? We have the stationary versions here in the Stronghold version. I could jump up and just show you those versions as well quickly. I have my boost here. So this is one thing that we're getting feedback from you guys as well. Obviously we want to make sure that defending your strongholds, keep, etc. is effective and good, right?
That would be nice. But for now, shooting
So
from
we
stronghold not
already
effective.
collected a lot of feedback from you guys when it comes to these murdering holes.
Yes, it doesn't
How
work.
effective or non-effective
normally.
them are these walls here. You know, they can be a little, tricky sometime, right?
The main problem you
And
cannot
obviously
shoot
now when you will
if
be
you
able
bow
to
touching
place
something.
these stationary
Oh, so that's how they actually look like.
machineries. Obviously, we
Wow,
want to
you
make sure
can-
that
I
they're
can
not
place 4 of
hindering
them.
too heavily like
Damn.
this here. So we may
I will.
expand this a little bit to put
That's
this more on
cool.
the edge, so you have
I
full
can
out
throw
view
stuff from catapult
and
from
can
my
aim
stronghold.
almost straight down, right? Or quite steep and have a much better range on the corners. So those are some of the things we want to optimize
Like will
on
be
the
banned for this
current
cock.
buildings. And I think, like I said, we already got some of that feedback from you guys that you're pointing it out. And yeah, of course, you can also decide if you want a stationary
Some tiny palisade or
catapult
a
for any
roll
reason,
would
if
be
you
nice.
want to have that bombarded option as well. Same thing here.
Ballista mostly necessary to shoot something like Campadon or another catapult or something. It's to destroy big
was
targets.
that
It's
a
not to
third lady?
shoot people.
Ah. Yeah.
Why is he's not on his
He's alright, he's
fluffy
right.
Henrik account?
And look, we have a nifty development function that is this. So
What?
obviously we want to have quick testing for
Oh, so he can change the
our
height.
game sessions. We can
Damn.
see being a
Yeah, with such a
230
height,
character,
it's
for instance,
easy to see what's
or
going
a
on.
small little midgets, just to
What
see
do you mean
very
midget?
quick and
It's normal
effective what we need to improve when it comes
Yeah,
to
dwarf cannot
accessing
shoot.
these things, right?
We need crossbows to shoot through these holes.
Quite nifty to have those functions so we can see.
I have 170. I'm struggling
those
without this.
Yeah, obviously these machineries works on anything, right? They are devastating. They have quite the away effect. We're also looking at 2 different ammo types. We have a explosion yarn, or whatever.
Yeah, augments need
we call them,
crossbows. That's
the
why
catapult,
they
and
will
we have the traditional
invent
boulder,
crossbows to shoot through the damn
and
holes.
here currently we also have we only have
They can't say a thing.
we have one
Over the
fire
fence.
version as well, but I'm not sure of the status of that one. But obviously a very heavy bolt that if it hits straight into a body, it's pretty much game over. Right?
I would other option
It's,
to sit on
like,
someone's
a
shoulders,
big hole penetrating.
jump on Thurster with 2 meters,
Uh,
and just shoot from him.
So
That
let's
would
see,
be
I'm-
cool.
I'm behind a bit here on your questions, guys, so bear with me. Midgets. It's little person. Sorry, dwarf or little persons indeed, right?
I'm listening, Henrik. He
Nice
just mentioned
football.
that you can shoot with this
Skybox,
bound.
wasn't that the lightning
That's
that
it.
was striking? I think it was.
And yeah, it would be cool.
Looks great, team. And clouds, they're shaking. Are they shaking? Yeah, it could be, like I said, this build have some functions that
There are
are
lightning surrounding
more
him.
in dev
From the clear sky.
status, so we can effectively test things without having to
Yeah,
make a
two
full
different
new
types of ammo
upload,
key. There
Steam
will be even
patch,
more eventually.
deploy and test. So that's why you see some crazy stuff on here. But I wanted to show you a little bit an example of. I can even do a big jump. as you can see
Oh,
here.
damn.
Whoa! Bang! I'm cheating a little bit, guys.
Well,
But all right, so this is.
so
you
that's
know,
how
what
gravity and
you
Exodus
could
will work.
build on your own around your stronghold. This is obviously a tier 3
Can
stronghold.
he jump on top of the
upgraded, so you
stronghold?
have some decent space. Yeah, I have my sheet
Yes,
functions here to be
exactly.
effective.
Through some space program.
But yeah, so this is an example of how a city could like if you build it. Obviously, it depends on how you want to build it.
But actually, he's playing human now. Torsos can jump higher.
IDKFA. IDDQD. Indeed.
Good old.
How can you cheat?
Chit-chat.
I mean, like I said, this is a dev build, right? So, and you do dev builds to be efficient,
Yeah.
testing things, building things, jump into it, test some more, update, jump into it without having a full process of a proper test build phase with the external test team. So that's why this is something before that step. I thought it was quick and easy to jump in here to give you a little bit of the city progression and what you can expect. All right. So let's see. Yeah, alert towers is used by you and NPCs to alert your entire guild if you're on attack or any of your towers are on attack. So it's going to be a vital
That's
point.
good.
You get a guild message that you're under attack somewhere.
You better not miss
and
this
that
message.
tells you that. So those are quite vital.
No, it's not Ganaus, it's Bow.
You know, defense and alert towers are gonna be very important to have in place. So
Oh
you can see
my,
what's
thank you, Festival.
what's going on by those
Thank you for
services.
subscription.
All right, let's see. So we have quite a few things here we wanna pack, and time is already flying by. So let me just branch through the whole thing, and then we can, you know, go back to things or
Last
whatever.
two
Right?
emotes are not
We are
available.
looking into
We're
options.
still
What
checking them.
should be tied to alliances and such as well.
Only
You
not
know,
pack
we're
is
looking at
available.
the alliance chat, and there may be some option that want to be shared between the alliances as well. So, you know, we're looking into those details as well. All right, let me go back here for a moment, and I will.
Yeah, it's really
me
it
catch up
officially
with
can
you
take
about,
1 month, and no guarantees that they will accept
what
them.
you guys are saying.
But hopefully. Anyway. The problem is I'm talking to
one
support
second,
right
guys.
now because there are some error in my payout methods, whatever,
alright,
and eventually it doesn't work, and I will need to
let's
reset
see.
up everything.
Sorry guys, I'm a little bit behind.
That's maybe
uh,
also why it's postponed. I don't know. Anyway, many troubles with the Twitch, but hopefully it will all be fixed.
How casting works? Is it one caster each time?
So
or
he will not show anything anymore?
all of them gonna get siege at any given time?
Oh,
So
he
we're gonna
also will
talk
show
about
roadmap.
those stuff just now, I think. So one moment, I'm gonna. So I put together a few slides because it's a lot of things. I don't just want to sit here and talk or read on a big in-depth document, but I want to highlight the rules and explain the system, because I think it's a good time now that you guys get more deep into the system. You know how it's working, how the frame set are looking, what you can expect, and also help us with balance and, you know, pointing out issues or anything that we need to continue working on. All right, so let's see. We have. Let me find.
Hello, Shmamda.
Right. One moment here.
You want to show
we
some slides from the roadmap?
multiple centers in space? Right, I know you're gonna troll and maim those stuff for infinite amount of time, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, hopefully our message are clear you know, we are busy on Mortal 2, and that's the
It's
topic
good that
here,
he
right?
recovered after all this
Alright.
mockery.
Let me get going with the slides.
He showed how structures looks like, what they're doing,
One
etc.
moment, I'm gonna clear this.
Explained many things, but not enough. Okay, territory expansion. Probably should move it over the chat.
So I thought that I could put these slides on, so we can
That's
use
unreal
those
terrain.
and, you know, save them as it helps to explain how the TC gonna work.
Yeah, I don't see numbers. I want to see numbers.
Okay, guys,
How many
I
meter
doubt that
radius
someone
around the
in our
house?
community is DDoSing other games. Other games have been DDoSed, and when players join into this game, we got DDoSed, and we worked DDoS for 4 weeks. We had to work on DDoS to finally get that system in place to stop those DDoS. And other games get DDoSed, right? It's just a natural cycle of sadness on internet.
Yeah, it's good that it was fixed right now, not on release.
Yeah.
Hopefully on release the system
Anyway,
will work.
let's see.
good
So
enough.
territory expansion. So we can go through these slides in general for those that are interested in knowing how it works. Exactly. I'm also quite
We can
happy
only hope.
that it happened early. We had a planned session to work more on DDoS near Epic Game release, but we may as well get it in place now for TC as well, right? So, you know, there's always some good out of bad things also. Promoting this account when DDoS happening. What? I mean, obviously other games being DDoS is not really the topic here, and we don't really follow that, right?
Actually, it would be hilarious to play in something like
So
post-apocalypse
please,
with medieval.
let's focus on Mortal 2 in here, and
Actually,
I mean,
Authors of
we are not related
Warframe
to any
doing
other
something
games or
like this,
situations, so I
they,
hope you guys can respect that. Okay.
new game.
So we can go through TC now that we are here for.
Like War
Right.
Online,
So
it's a bit different. Damn. Just I'll tap for a second and it all goes blank.
scale this up a little bit.
I need to find a way for this to work.
So every keep
normally.
and house starts with a small radius of territory that can be activated. So that's kind of the first step of engaging into a territory. Keep have a specific rule set beyond everything else.
We already have medieval zombies.
Okay guys, I don't know what's going on in here. Do we have any mods that can help me clean up or whatever is necessary here?
Someone
I don't know what's
spamming
going on.
chat.
People talking about another game all of a sudden. And DDoS.
I'm talking about D&D or what?
Keep houses and stronghold, or just keep and houses. So
Yeah, it's
all
a lot of dark and darker.
from houses, strongholds and keeps can engage into territory.
Dark and darker.
It's just a matter of
under the DDoS
certain
right now.
rules and also how far they can go from housing to keep. So housing and a stronghold is pretty much the same. Your name is spamming people in another game. Right, so I guess we have a troll. It's not unusual, a troll that are trying to be funny, using our names or whatever. Unfortunate, obviously. But there's nothing we can do, right? It's another game, another community, and you know, unfortunate that a troll wanna do that. Alright, sorry guys for being off topic here. I'm trying to be effective here. We don't have too much time to cover quite a few things here.
No, why? We don't have enough time.
So, as I said, so one of the main
Can
difference
watch
from
for
a house, for instance, in
another
Stronghold
time.
is more the radius and some of the buildings that you can access to. Keep have no limitation on radius growth and obviously fully fledged access to all building and upgrades. And it's also the keep owners that kind of sets taxes in the lands. So anyone that lives on your lands, you can control taxes on.
I doubt that we can use
so let's
trolls
see
for
here.
catapults, but technically, yes, they
each,
have farms. Was they dumb?
Owning
So I
guilds
don't
can
know.
expand their territory in tiers by spending prominence. So that's also how you expand your radius. Each tier of territory expansion costs more prominence. Each tier of territory expansion has a guild rank requirement. So, and that's also a new thing from that we didn't have in the first game that I think really helps elevate the territory control system even further. There's something for the whole team to work towards and just, you know, expand your kingdom pretty much.
It's only for
territory.
games and for guild owning games.
Each territory tier has a higher prominence upkeep per hour. This is separate from upkeep added by structure NPCs and a base upkeep that the guild must maintain to sustain their territory size. When two territory areas from different keep owning guilds collide, when
It
trying
sounds
to
like a lot of
expand,
work.
they will stop and cannot grow anymore. When this happens, they need to either siege each other's or agree to not grow anymore.
Oh,
Players can
interesting.
see a message in the new territory tab alerting them that their territory growth is blocked with the name of the guild the blocking territory belongs to. So that kind of, you know, makes it clear what's going on, why are we not growing,
Because
what's
basically
going
we'll
on, what's
not
happening.
allow one person to keep the
That was
keep.
some of the things that were a
and
little
keep
bit
the
tricky
territory.
and confusing in the first game. We're trying to
That's
make it as
interesting.
clear as possible here.
So you need to work all the time to keep your territory in your
Can
side.
taxes be jacked up to wild highs like in New World? So we
Interesting.
have a minimum and maximum. You can't go beyond that. But obviously the maximum is quite high. We want you to have that option. But obviously it comes at a pro-con situation. If you tax your neighbors too much, they may go against you or want to leave. And that's not beneficial for you as a landowner.
Yeah,
So I think you should find, or at least try to find that range that makes people alright by living there, right? Let me continue through the slides, and then, like I said, we can discuss anything you want. 1 second, I'm gonna jump to slide 2. Territory from keep owning guilds does not collide with territory from player housing. Instead, it just continue past over them. This does not affect ability for players owning the house to place new things in their small territory area. When a keep is destroyed, the territory area connected to it slowly ticks down until a new keep is built in its place. There is a hard set guild rank requirement needed for a player to be able to place or build anything within the guild's territory. I think this is quite self-explanatory, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting hundreds of invites in Dark and Dark. I'm not inviting anyone. Someone is trolling. Sorry for that, guys. I'm not playing another game. I'm not inviting for another game. Someone is having a blast, I guess. I don't know. When we get
Yeah.
points for weapons.
People are so salty. They're
will
trying to do
cover that in
anything
another
that they
stream.
can do versus mortal. Yeah.
I'm not spamming anyone, guys. It's
Toxics
not the
will
same
continue
name,
to
not
be
the same
toxic.
user. A troll is probably having fun. I don't know. But obviously we're not spamming anyone else in any other game here. This was happening to Jonah all last night, yesterday as well. Like I said, there's a few individuals that have been harassing some of our streamers, and obviously in our game, DDoSing our game, DDoSing any other game our streamers have been playing. It's just, you know, what it is, and it's out of our control. We can only protect our game and our community, and that's what we're focusing on.
Yeah.
All right, let's proceed. We have a few slides to cover so you get understandings of TC. Okay, obtaining territory. Player houses. Player houses have a new tab in the house UI where a new item can be placed to create a territory radius around the house. So that is for the minimum. If you want to start your own little farm, for instance, this is, you know, the first step for you. This can only be done if the player is in a guild.
Oh.
So, you know, you can
Interesting.
do that with a one-man guild as well if you want to. Taking that first step,
So
but it's not going to be
you need to
practical
be
if you
in
wanna
this some guild to
expand
build
into this,
anything.
as you will understand naturally. If the guild has no territory already, this can only be done by the guild leader. The territory belongs to the guild. Other members of the guild may do the same and create disconnected areas of territory belonging to the guild with their own player houses. They can use the same new UI page to remove the territory from their house if they don't want it. Keeps. keeps can already only be placed when in a guild, as you know. Keeps gain territory as soon as they are fully constructed. Just ignore nothing related to Motley from chat. Keep good work. Thank you, John. Old man. Thank you. I will. Thank you. Guild ranks. So this is a new system as well that we didn't have in the first game. Guilds can now make progress towards earning ranks. And this is quite fun for the whole team to actually work towards goals and do achievement and, you know, do things for the whole kingdom and guild. Your guild ranks is displayed in the territory tab, so everyone gets access to this. With a progress bar similar to Clade gift ranks. I'm gonna show you this UI in a moment as well.
Nice.
Ranks are earned via capturing and holding supply towers throughout the world, as well as having prominence requirements per rank increase. Increasing your guild ranks will allow you to expand your territory, place and build more kinds of structures and upgrades to existing structures in your territory, or place more of a certain kind of structure. For example, you may be able to place one bank in your territory, including all territory from disconnected houses, from guild ranks 1 to 4, and at rank 5 you can place a second bank somewhere in your territory. Guilds can lose experience and ranks by losing a war, having their keep destroyed, having 0 prominence available with an active prominence drain upkeep, having 0 gold in the treasury with an active gold drain upkeep. For every day spent in either or both states, you will lose 1 guild rank. So you have to maintain your city.
You need to work hard for this.
Resource in these currencies.
Ah, yeah, it's complicated. It's not for souls at all.
Let me continue. Glory, might, surplus. We had some of this in the first game and we are refining it this time around. So glory, Clade gift experience has been renamed to glory, and that also unifies.
That's a shame.
Very clear. Earning 12 glory will add 12 prominence to your guild, for instance. There are many new titles for earning glory. So one way of obtaining prominence to your guild and kingdom, you need to hunt anything that gives you, you know, as in today, the Clade gift.
It doesn't clear for now
so,
how much you need to work for this. If you just want a small trade around the store fund.
Increasing that type of currency value for your territory.
I will be able to place
killing war targets
ballistas.
or destroying structures in war. There are new titles for earning might as well. Prominence is drained from the enemy guild equal to the amount of might gained by the player. So obviously you can, you know, sabotage for enemy guilds by doing this. Obviously.
Glorious.
Then we have surplus, gained through non-combat related tasks such as running parcels or doing supply runs. And there will most likely be more options.
Oh, I will be busy with all the stuff, that's for sure.
One we cover. All right.
To be able to build something.
Prominence. So prominence is gained by the individual in the guilds earning glory or surplus, as described before, capturing and holding supply towers and other tasks. So this gives a lot of exciting, engaging components for the whole group to work towards as a goal, and also keep enemies on the track.
I need to hire some paladins. I mean, find some.
Prominence is used to purchase specific things from the city NPCs and for upkeep on territory size and place structures and NPCs like vendors. Structures and NPCs can drain prominence from the guild as upkeep. The new territory UI shows current prominence value of your guild for players above certain ranks, statics such as total prominence gain lost that day, total prominence drain per tick, breakdown of each contributing structure or NPC, a table showing which players have contributed prominence to the guild and how much, including a history of last week of activity. So this is how you can see that your guild members are doing their job, you know, they're active. If you have set your own guild goals, you can keep track of this in the guild to see who is contributing or who is not, or even who is losing for the guild.
That's good.
At
least that's definitely not bad.
Treasury and taxes. So treasury. Players can access treasury information by opening the new territory tab. There they can view current treasury value for players above a certain rank, upkeep cost for the city, total gold rank per hour's tick, breakdown of each contributing structure or NPCs, how many players' houses in your territories are contributing to treasury payment, statics such as total gold gain, lost per day that day,
Damn,
donation
so
to the treasury, how much and from
That's
who.
good.
Players can also donate gold to the treasury via the new steward NPC. Citizen upkeep tax. All houses within the territory range of a keep have their upkeep affected by a modifier set by the keep guild. Players can set the tax rates for houses in the territory tab. Players can choose to modify the upkeep taxes from between 1 up to 3 times the normal upkeep rate. So that kind of answered that question one of you guys had. Upkeep paid by the players for their houses within the territory range of a keep gets transferred into the keep treasury. Vendor and supply system. So vendors. Players can purchase vendor stalls which can be placed and built inside or outside, like houses. When a structure is built, the vendor NPC will appear. All the vendors in the city are connected to the city's supply pool. When you sell or buy an item from the vendor, the supply pool of the city depletes.
Inside
The
stronghold.
items you
That's
sell
interesting.
are not added to the vendor's stock of the items. You or another player can't buy them back. When the supply pool decreases, it contributes to the creation of production goods, items in the steward storage. Once the supply pool is empty, players must do a supply run to refill it. We talked a little bit about this before as well. One of the big new additions to making having territories in cities should be engaging, fun, exciting, and again, player interaction. So players can set the tax modifier with vendor attached to the structure. This tax modifier increases the prices of the vendor's items, and this added tax value goes into the guild treasury when items are bought from vendors. And we have an example here below. We're going to talk a little bit more about the supply runs, because those are some of the main components to maintain successfully a city.
Yeah, it would be nice to get some details about this.
And it's also something that, like I said before, you can't just magically print money and have infinite amount of resources on your vendors. You need to refill these in an effective way, and that's a very exciting, engaging way that we're going to cover a little bit more in depth as well. Focus on this game, don't develop something else, and that's exactly what we're doing. So we made a post, please read that, and hopefully that will clear things out. We are only working on Mothline 2, nothing else, as stated before. Alright, let me continue, guys. We only have a few more slides, and then we're gonna go to some of the goodies, and we can
Yeah,
discuss
I didn't
more
expect
freely,
so
right?
much info, and that's good.
So
Actually.
this is the supply refill system that I mentioned, and this is gonna be very exciting to see how that engages. So we don't get to the stellar state that we had in the first game. You print your money, you print your resources, and you are all inside the wall gates. And the only thing left to do is, siege. There's nothing in between. We want to add a lot in between, right? So supply runs. As a city supply pool depletes, production goods, items will be generated in the steward storage. So what this means, the more you buy from the NPCs, the more you sell, the more slowly that depletes, and it adds to this steward storage pool.
What does it even
Players
mean?
must take these items to an NPC town and sell them to a vendor NPC in exchange for supply goods. Once the player takes out the production goods, a timer will start counting down until production goods may be taken out again, so you can't spam it and abuse it. This means players need to choose wisely when they want to do their supply runs. Players must then transport the supply goods back to their city and give them to the steward NPC.
Timer.
The supply goods will refill
timer.
the supply pool, more or less depending on how far the player's city is from where they exchange them in a town, making longer trips more valuable. So this is what I touched base with a little bit earlier, if you remember, was here. So to maintain full efficiency on your services, you do a trade with another city, nation, and the closer it is, the less efficiency you get on those goods. The further away, the higher efficiency you get, which means you will have the services and pools filled more greatly than if you would do it in a short range.
You still can live without all the supply stuff.
This is where you put together your team, your
theory.
caravan, and do your runs. Obviously, you want to make these successful.
People living
If
without any
someone
vendors.
Strike
right now.
you and steal them from you. You have this time window again when you can, try for new goods. There's a cost tied to that. So you want to be careful in doing it good and effective so you don't lose efficiency and value, right? Siege tents. Siege tents plans are bought from the quartermaster NPC who appears when you upgrade your barrack to a tier 3. The barrack can only be placed in a territory owned by a stronghold or keep. This means you need to have a stronghold or a keep to source and build your own siege machines. Otherwise, you need to buy them from other players willing to sell them. Siege tents plans can be placed like houses, and then they're built by players. Siege tents requires resources to build like a house. The tent contains barrels of bolts and piles of boulders for players to get ammunition for all siege machines. The tent stone amounts is depleted when taking a boulder, and wood and metal when taking ballista bolts. Players need to refill these resources and repair the tent to refill the ammunition supply to fuel their siege machines. Siege machines can only be built close to a siege tent. So again, this is where we wanted to refine sieging and supply running
You still can push
from the
this
first game and make it more
machines
meaningful
to anywhere.
and
Even if you build
interesting
them
and balanced
somewhere far
in a
away.
better way.
Even though you will be slow, you still can move through
All right.
all the map
so we
with
have
them.
2 more
You just
slides only.
shoot all the
Supply
houses.
lines.
What do
Outside
we
every
stop-
keep spot, there are 2 supply
to
lines.
stop
I'm
you?
sure you've seen those buildings near any keep. Attacking players can occupy and damage these lines to lower the defense of the keep's walls and keep itself. Owning these supply lines gives a bonus to all structures' defensive value and the city supply pool max cap. These lines can be upgraded on higher tiers, add more NPCs such as guards. These supply lines have a specific structure in them that can be destroyed. To siege a supply line, players must first build a siege tent and siege machinery nearby the supply line and destroy this specific building. When this structure is destroyed, a timer starts. When a timer is reached, the supply line is disconnected from the keep. If both supply lines are disconnected, the guild's territory will start to decrease in size at the same rate as it would if the treasury were emptied or if the guild had 0 permanence while having an active goal of permanence drain. Once the supply lines have been repaired, the territory will stop shrinking and they cannot be disconnected again for 4 hours. Obviously those numbers will be balanced around our play session. When this happens, the keep and city will lose defense over time. So we also talked about this before. So the key to have an effective siege, another keep, is not just go there and brute force 1 million boulders like it was in the first game. Here you need to do tactical attacks on the supply lines first, cut them off from the enemy, start them out, make them suffer in defense, which slowly ticks down over time. And now
What are
it's
the
much more
supply lines?
effective to actually siege the keep location in
You
itself.
mentioned some like physical objects, but
So yeah, obviously this will be a key component
And
during
what
our
is this exactly?
test sessions, because there's a lot of values and numbers here that we want to have in a safe, good spot, obviously for when we're releasing this system, right? We know there's a lot of investment in all the keep territories. So protecting and fighting around these supply lines will be, a key vital part. And it also promotes for more hit and runs, smaller skirmishes. You may not want to go for a full commit. You may want to keep enemies more on a track, harass them, shrink them. There's a lot of room for that rather than just go all out, all in. So this supply lines is only for keep. Now we're going to the last slide. Wait.
no, it's a big one.
There. Supply towers. So this is the difference, all right? Obviously, we want candy for everyone, from small groups to large groups, right? And this is what we call supply towers. They're quite similar to a supply line, but we call them towers for now. There are a multitude of new supply towers placed throughout Milan, which can be captured by guilds. So anyone, right? Capturing and holding a supply tower will provide a boon to your guild, such as prominence or even increased defense.
That's a place where people will
so
fight
quite
for
similar to the
them.
lines. These towers are designed to change hands relatively easily and to provide a source of constant conflict as guilds compete for control.
Yeah, guilds will
So
fight
these
for this.
these towers are for
This will
everyone,
keep
from
guilds
house
busy.
owners to
That's
keep
what we need.
owners. And you can
The
have
hotspots to
infinite
fight
amounts.
instantly and
Obviously, it would be
non-stop.
quite impractical to hold them all because, you know, there's going to be a
That's
huge
what we
demand
need.
for them, and there would be an ever-going
Guilds will be so busy
command,
with all
you
the
know,
system.
conflict battle for them.
If it will
And
be
the more
really
you
hard.
hold, the more secure and strong you are, and you get bonuses. So
Yeah.
I think this is gonna, you know, add that whole new element that we were
Walk.
quite missing in the
Dude.
first game.
What the name?
All right, so that was all my slides covering in general.
Yeah, between sieges will be fights for this
general
supply
rules
lines
for TC.
and supply towers non-stop.
I know it was a lot
Yes,
to pack.
less griffers, finally.
Unpack. But we have the
They will
slides
do.
now as well. You know,
Finally
we can
play
always go back
normally.
to those slides. We can present them on the website, so everyone can read up on
I will be
it
busy with
and,
my guild as
you know,
well. And with
play around with that
building
until we
something.
hit the first tests, where
it's
you're
not
gonna
of to
obviously
think about.
test the whole thing and help us finding bugs and helping with balance. That would be a very vital thing. Are you planning on holding more than 3k on your servers every time the server hits 2,000 players? We claim it's DDoS. Are servers ready for 10,000 active players per night? So we still don't have the official numbers. Hopefully we will have them quite soon. We have not got close to any of our capacity yet. We have had a few issues latest month. Especially during one period we had DDoS every day, heavy ones. And that affected most players by lag and disconnects, and a few cases some server issues. Today we have solved most of that. We have not got any DDoS through that disconnect our players or, you know, do major concern on the servers. We had a few server crashes that we have fixed in our latest server patch that Sebastian announced about. Same thing with a few node crashes we had. So obviously we want to do some heavy testing when it comes to pure capacity that we're planning to do as well, scheduled quite soon. And hopefully we will reach those numbers that we have set up as a goal for Milan. So the thing is, it's not practical to have 10,000 players on Milan. I
Definitely.
think
Even 5,000
would
is
understand
so
why.
much.
Imagine 10,000 players
Even 3,000 is
simultaneously
not.
on a continent sized as Milan. There will be no space to move. All hotspots and everything would be too crowded, so the game experience would most likely be worse, and also worse performance.
Even after testing
So
it,
we're
like
trying to
4,000 will
find
be
a
too
sweet
much.
spot for Milan, and I think we're talking around 3,000-4,000 players
Yeah,
for that
4,000
type
is
of
the maximum.
size. As soon as we hit 2,500 players, it feels quite hectic, and we get a lot of DMs that all hotspots and points of interest are heavily
Even now they are
camped,
always
and there's not
busy.
much to do, and you get murder everywhere. So obviously there's an indication of how the game experience changes depending on current population as well. So
We'll see.
yeah, obviously we want to hit that sweet number for Milan where we all agree it's a good amount, it's well populated, a lot of action, and there's still, you know, breathing room to do all kind of things. We have heavy focus on populating Milan in several steps, so there are more spread out hot points and actions to be had in many locations, not only the few points of interest we have today.
I wonder what he is drinking.
Why
Something
this
red.
T-system be fun for new players and small group solos? I'm not seeing why so far. So this has exactly, you know, specifically been designed to promote and be fun for small groups and guilds, where you can pretty much determine wherever you want to build, and you can, you know, fight for supply towers how much you want. The thing is, a big server can't hold all the supply towers. and it may be more effective for you to just go for the closest one and try to keep that at all time to benefit from that, or you go a little bit crazy and try to push that boundaries into to even a few more of those supply towers. But obviously that comes with a risk that you may get more engagement from other groups that have the same plans, right? And that's also part of the first game session test with TC. We want to get your feedback in. Do we have enough supply towers? Again, we want to find a sweet spot. We don't want too many that, you know, everyone is happy with them. There's no conflicts between them. And we don't want too few, right? We want a lot of different groups, from smaller groups to large groups,
they would
to
try to get
engage
as much as possible
with them
anyway.
on a daily basis. So I hope that you guys can help us find that sweet spot as well. I think we're gonna start with around 70 supply towers spread out evenly on the entire mainland. But you know, it's very hard to know, is that too many or is it too few? Maybe it's too few. I mean, the world is huge. We all know that, right? It consumes everything.
Still 70 sounds like a decent number.
So based on your first feedback, you know,
maybe
you may have a strong indication that, look, it's way too few. We need like 40 or 50 more. Then we're going to make that happen. So that's why we are actually deciding to do 2 specific sessions.
Yeah, they should have different names. Or maybe they will not have any names and
TC or
people will make them.
Who
knows? It's not like they will have a sign on them.
Supply towers work.
We will not get tactical map.
Go to, initially you will see the world being filled with
3,000 is a lot, but with the sea
supply towers.
and new
there's a
place
banner on it
winters,
as
it will
well.
be not that bad.
You can construct it, right? So you go there with a few resources.
The map is not
heavy
complete
resources.
for
It's
now.
not a huge investment. You go there with some tools and you claim it. You build it up. You set the banner on the top, and now it's connected to your territory, your guild, and you get the bonuses from that. And when you have a siege, and when you have claimed one, we have a cooldown on it, so no one else can claim it during that first hour. So you have at least one bonus tick, 1 hour bonus from it. After that hour, it's free for grabs for anyone. So that means if anyone else goes there and start breaking it down, and they manage to fully break it and they construct it instead, they have now captured it instead. And again, if you have alert towers, you will get the indication that, okay, someone is trying to take your supply tower, your south supply tower, or 500 meters
you need to
south,
build them
whatever,
around the tower.
give us indication. You can go there and try to defend it, right?
Yeah, there will be constant PvP everywhere, especially for big guilds who have
castle siege
many
works. Is
control
it
towers.
one castle each time, or all of them can be sieged at any given time? You can siege whoever you want, whenever you want. The balance functions here is supply lines and also somewhat supply towers.
So there are no
that's up to
non-sieges.
you, how you want to siege and how much you want
That
to
will be
invest in it.
rough for
If
big
you do
guilds.
a poorly planned siege, you may be losing a lot of resources and the enemies is laughing and stealing it from you. And that was a poor attempt to a siege. So, and you will obviously find this out during the test as well. How it works, how important it is to properly plan a siege to make it effective and useful. Switch the slide. So this is the last slide, right? That's all of the slides that covers, you know, the basic rules of all the components. I have another surprise for you guys that I don't think you are expecting. And so the team have been working, as I said, day and night to really deliver a very exciting steps towards TC now that we're getting closer and closer to. Calm down. It's nothing crazy, but the thing is, a lot of you guys want this now rather than later, right? So I'm gonna show you. I have a little video clip of some of that. I'm gonna also show the updated schedule, so you can see a little bit what's going on.
From
and
the full screen, let's see.
Going into
Show us your gameplay.
So, look, let me show you a video. Got a direwolf.
Oh damn!
Just casually mount it.
Oh, it actually looks like it's possible.
Right?
Pretty bulky.
So now we have
can ride it. Damn, looks fancy.
Right?
Look at this. Looks cool.
And
oh damn!
while we are at it, why not?
Yeah, Terrorbird looks
Oh, this little baby.
huge actually. Yeah.
Little Terrorbird.
Look at this.
Look at that badass MF.
Yeah.
And there
Now
we
we
go.
have
We
Chocobos.
got a freaking Terrorbird mount.
You can tame
Right?
this, it can fight for, and you can ride it.
And why we
That's
add
cool.
it? Why not? Why not? do
Horse
this
is not
also?
meta anymore.
Just for the fun of it. Who it is? Who it is?
Yeah! That's my mount.
Who it is? The freaking
I need
pig
armored
master.
bush pig.
The pig master.
Oh, damn.
Right? So we're finally deploying that system. I've talked about it before, and I know you're tired of me just
I want a
talking,
bush pig, elder
It's
bush
time
pig
to show
armored.
some freaking action, and that's what we're doing. Now, why not give you
Oh,
one more
so good.
motherfucker? So, many of you have said, oh my
Springbok Sword
God,
Shiver.
my horse died. Holy shit, we need to ride for hours now to get
Get in.
this other horse for my friend. Why not do this? Whoops. Why not do this? One moment. I'm gonna show you what I mean.
I want to ride
Why not do
shoulders.
this?
Make thrusters rideable. If you have 2 meters plus height, you should
I'm
be
right
rideable.
here. My friend is over there.
Yes, second
And he says,
second
"Please,
place.
Take
Yeah,
me,
we
take
need
me."
this
and I say,
function.
okay, I offer you a ride. Thank you, my sir. And up he goes.
Nice.
Bam!
That's what we
Bam.
need.
2 riders on 1 mount, baby.
Oh yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Can I drop
Got
my
it,
mounted
guys.
skills finally and just ride with someone?
Got it. Right, so that was
That would be cool.
our surprise of finally
That's what I
being able to
expected
deliver
previous stream.
those functions. that we,
Like something
we know you've been asking for them,
exciting.
and
That
obviously
that
I
is the
reveal
stuff.
that we are getting them. The question is when, right?
That's what we need.
And finally, we are deploying that system. So there's a few things here that are very vital, right? Obviously balance, right? So if you're mounting a pig, for instance, or a wolf, let's take the wolf case. So
Why not the pig?
remember that I said that, look, if you're a small
It's pretty
type of
bulky
character,
viewer. It's
you're not
a
too
beast
heavy,
viewer.
you have no penalty on riding these smaller creature, right? Like wolves. You can ride a wolf pack and have the rest running next to
I
you.
should be able to ride
So if you're a
wolves. I'm
small
pretty
Vila
small.
Shiva or something like that, not too heavy, you have no penalty. They're quite effective, right? And if you are huge as Thursa though, heavy, you will get a severe penalty. So that is the balance part that we are playing around with right now. And there's some refinement in animation, how it looks, but you know,
So basically I can
the
drop
system is in
mounted
place,
archer
it works,
and mounted
it's
mastery.
displayed here.
Right,
The current thing we're doing
learn
now is the
some
balance part.
Crucial control,
making
right?
sure that-
Something
same
like
thing.
this.
So right, we have the
And fight alone them instead. Instead of riding
this
a
is
horse.
just amazing. It looks so cool, and it works really good. So again, we are playing around. We're setting the metas for current usage, the weight, and so on to see. Okay, what kind of
What do you
penalties
mean,
we have
Monday?
here.
You will
So
be able to
here
ride.
we're looking at the base penalty here. Is
Paladin
obviously a
even.
little bit on the speed, right, and also the turn ratio. So it's not as effective as one character. One
Campadons
mount.
with 3 saddles for
So
archers.
that's the balance
That
we
would
are
be
working on
amazing.
right now. And
1 healer and 2
no.
2 archers. This
This
should
is
be
what
a
we wanna
devastating
deploy
machine.
in
especially in
our
armor.
upcoming patch, which I'm gonna show you.
Just can you imagine armored Campadon with 3-4 people on it?
Where do we have it?
2 of them will
So
heal
here
the
is
mount
our
and 2 others will
refined
shoot.
Sprint 5 in
So
detail.
devastating.
So on our website, it only says territory control, right? We have split it down in a little bit more details on what's going on. As I said, we're collecting heavy data feedback on a lot of usage for
So sprint
strongholds,
will come
keeps,
in parts.
all of
probably,
that.
Or not?
Your
That's
concern when
community
it comes to
interactions.
specific
Emote
bugs
wheel.
that absolutely need attention
Nice.
for
It's probably emote wheel.
TC. So we
Yes, the
try
stream
to
what we
focus on
wanted.
that, and we listen on your feedback and engagement. So we have some really
That's
good
what we need.
updates in this next patch. So here where it says pre-territory control, that we call it. Obviously we get the new batch of the spells that we've been working hard on, that we're finalizing now. The new
looks like they all
mountables
come
that
in
I
one
just
batch.
show you, and bug fixes that are vital for TC. Let me just give you
Where's the pen
a
bags in
little
this
bit
new
what we
mountables?
have.
That would be cool, Punch.
How do I have it?
Some pre-territory control, bug fixes, new spells finally, a full MTS,
Too many
and
tabs,
finally
guys.
update for mounts.
So, you
With
guys
new armor
wanted
and mounts.
naming bags, right?
Yeah,
We are
name it
making-
bags, we
making
need
that
it.
as well. We
Yes.
are delivering the naming bags. So that's one of the big quality of life
Hopefully it
function
will
that we have
also
along with
mean
that
colors
patch.
for bags.
So you can finally name your bags. We also
Yeah, it's very
have
smart move.
focused on a few bugs that we
Epic
know
runners also should be
these
split,
bugs
I
are
think.
really bad. We get complaints
Because
on
we
them
need to test
frequently,
everything.
such as crossing
Unreal Engine 5 should be before
nodes
the
when it
release.
comes to the criminal timer and murder.
Yeah, different
reports,
colors
crossing
and names of
nodes.
symbols on
You know,
bags would be cool. Symbols
Obviously,
actually
it's
would be
very
even better.
devastating when you
You don't
wait
need
until
names,
your
you need symbols.
cream timer have depleted, and then you enter the city, bam, you get whacked by the guards. That's quite horrible. So that one, it looks like we fixed it finally. So that's
Also
also
need
gonna
separate
be in this
access
patch.
to access chests and doors to strongholds and
What do we have
houses.
more? We have some security
To be able to build
polishment
some
that
really
is
cool
obviously
bases.
necessary also for TC. What do we have more? Yeah, so next patch, I mean, obviously have full focus on your feedback and what we absolutely need to get TC in a good spot. And like I said, big step forward in the mountable system that I think you expected way later. But we finally solved those steps as well. So this patch, I can't, again, obviously, as I said before, we don't really want to set dates because, again, we don't want to disappoint or feel the stress of not being able to deliver on that exact day. But I would say that, so the only main components we work on here now, we have covered those bugs that we have set up and those important security steps. What we're doing right now as a main focus for this patch, the main content left, I mean, is some of the balance and VFX for the spells still. It's quite time consuming, unfortunately, but the result is really, really good. And the stuff I said, the balance when it comes to your weight on the new mountables and two players on one horse. So we are playing around with those numbers and balancing those. Those are the only main steps left until we can push this live. Now give dates, game companies lose so hard over failed date statements. Yes, we have been very optimistic in the past, tried to be as transparent as possible and reveal our dates or what we have in, internal dates and so on. And yeah, whenever, stuff doesn't go as planned or something unforeseen happens, it's always a negative feedback.
It should be also in the spells because we now have only two
that we fail on that
forms from 7 forms. There should be. So it should be 5 more forms.
Try to not
summons,
set exact
walls,
dates. So
huge
what about board games?
spells
Yes, so
with the
as you can
control.
see, we have removed the board games from the TC patch, and that is only to secure TC.
There will be a lot of things.
Again, we are a quite small team, right? And we know there's going to be a lot of feedback from you guys, a lot of balanced things, and I'm afraid that if we put a few developers on something
it will be the same patch as mount, so I will be able to fully change my build.
There's always a risk of
that's interesting.
Risking anything, even though it's a slightest risk increase. We don't want to go there, right? What we learn is that it's very important to deliver stable, solid patches, and we try to under-promise and over-deliver when it's due time or suitable, right? We know that talk can only take us this far information-wise, but action and delivery is what makes sense, right? That's what's gonna speak for itself. So that's why we decided, I think you will benefit from a more controlled, solid patch rather than a little bit spread out, a little bit stressed, because we all know how important TC is. All of you guys that have been here for a long time, many of you guys have reached out and said, TC is very important. Do it right, make sure it's good. And of course, we fully respect that and agree that that's very important. It's going to add a very high reward, long-term goals, but also obviously add risk reward to a lot of players. So we need to make sure it's solid and stable and fair for everyone, right?
Yeah.
So that's why. And as I said, I always try to make it very clear. The roadmap is not set in stone. We may rearrange it if we have to, and we decided we have to this time. Now when we update it and show exactly what's going on,
most likely will be split as the same way.
Sessions, and when we deliver it, we don't want any
But after they will finish with
on
the
top
same.
of that.
Because they will need a lot of time to fix.
Sorry guys, I
territory
missed
control.
a lot of questions
There will
and
be many
messages
bugs
here.
with that.
Let's see if I can cover anything.
Because if you add in complex mechanics, there will be bugs.
Any improvement on performance next
Anyway.
patch? So we are working on, there are several steps that is almost a constant background work when it comes to optimizing some things. And also the big task have begun when it comes to the world stuttering. That's not just one thing, bam, all done. It's a work in progress, and you will see it come in steps. There have been a few of them improved. I don't know if you noticed, but since a few patches ago, some of the specific heavy lines have been improved and fixed, but we have plenty to go. And yes, we're gonna cover all of them over time. We're most likely have a bunch of them for the TC, but the plan is to cover them all for the Epic release fully. Where developers can't develop TC and board games. TC is not something you just throw on one developer. You need a whole team more or less dedicated in so many parts when it comes to TC. Everything from assets, structures, components, coding, user interface, animations, siege machineries, new systems, rules, managers, trackers, everything connects to TC. It's not just one small little feature, even though it's one point. There are immensely large systems that requires all of our focus. That's why I think it's very wise not to say, well, wait a minute, you five, don't help us with TC, work on something else. I'm afraid of doing that. I mean, 40 may sound as quite a team, but it's still nothing compared to
You
any
need to
other
test NHMOM down
large-scale
and then
game
decide.
developers out there. We are
But
still
Necro
very
is good
small,
for
so we need to be
Dex
very
mages.
careful where we distribute our
Especially for
development
someone.
hours. All right, I actually forgot about one important. So this little baby.
Oh, what is this? New
I'll show a
social
little bit
things.
of some of that in TC that I talked about. So as you can see here on the left, the social winner that you already have in game. We're adding a new component, which is the prominence.
Wow. Yeah, we
So
can
this
say
is a
all
cool
the
little
details.
nifty tool. So if you tell your guild, look, we have a very important goal. We need to reach X amount of 1,000 prominence this week. Get to work.
9,000
Everyone
murder
need to deliver
counts.
their part. So this way you can actually see this guy, Lord Grenshinson.
You can also control
He
your
actually
griffers now.
gave us 260 prominence this latest week. He's done his task. The minimum was 200 per week, for instance, and he gave us that. Obviously, in this case, mostly in glory.
That's
points
very cool.
and some
That's really
circles.
good.
Great. Okay. Cool. We can see
You even
that,
can see
right?
what he's doing.
Then you see
last
this guy,
days.
Peter.
That's cool.
He's a son of a bitch because he's lazy. He only contributed with 12
It-
prominence this week. We need to whip him,
I know
Obviously,
that
leave
manga
this
have
in
more than
your hands,
2,000
totally.
of murder
But
counts.
you see the power
There are
of
some
being
people with
able
thousands of them.
to maintain and see. I'm pizza. It's a good way to see activeness and if people are contributing
Damn.
because they
There's
can
some
also
complex
lose
mechanics finally.
prominence if they are lousy as hell, or if they're even more suspect. Maybe this is a spy for the enemies or something. This could be a cue for you, some information. All right, and then we see the right window, the territory tab that we discussed also on the slides, right? So this is an example of running a city. We are currently at rank 2. We may need to rearrange the font and color to make every section clear.
Yes, that's
In
really
this
cool.
case,
Stars.
we have a city
can
named
fully understand this
Dragon's Lair
problem
Hills.
as a former
Obviously,
guild
you will
leader.
be able to name your city.
You can see who is useful, who is
And
not.
currently we see that in this case we are rank 2. And to level up our rank to the next rank, level 3,
I can totally agree.
we need
Nourishment.
to fulfill, in this case, the prominence points here. and we need to actually capture 3 supply towers, and we need to keep them controlled for 2 hours simultaneously. So that means if enemies cut the supply towers in your last hour, you have to redo it. So obviously there will be different steps here. Starts out quite easily, casually, and then obviously become a more challenge. So in this case, you see the progression there when you hit the next rank, and every rank give you bonuses to your guild as well in city. Obviously we want to have same name rules applied to city names such as player names, so obviously we hope that players can follow that rule, right?
Just try everything, Shmanda. Try and see what is
yeah,
more
then we
fun
have
for
some
you.
very important information for everyone. So anyone that is part of this guild access this territory window. So you can see your city upkeep. Okay, it costs this much gold, this much prominence every hour, which lasts us for X amount of days. Our reserves have this much put in, and that means it will last for this long time, right? It gives you good information, so you have full coverage of everything. You know why it's going negative.
But the supply towers only up to
lasts
3.
this many days, and
You
so
can
on,
keep
right?
more than 3.
And you will see the city defense
At least
based
with
on the
rank
supply
2.
lines and supply towers, their current status, which will
Is it
also
name,
show
by
you,
the
holy
way?
shit, we're weak for any,
Like
you know,
Dragon
real siege.
Slayer
We
heals.
better get working, you know, towards that. So we see the supply lines on there. You see how many supply lines. You can only have 2, right? And those are the keep owners. So in this case, 1 is connected, 1 is damaged, and therefore we are missing out on some of the defense bonuses there. And then supply towers, you can take as many as you can spread across the world. There's no, you know, specific rules. If you claim it, you own it, and it's connected. Obviously, the challenge will be to keep them claimed to your kingdom. In this case, we only have 1 supply towers connected, and that's also why we only have 1 supply towers in the achievement above filled to 1 out of 3, which is 1 of the gold. And then there's a list of valuable information, such as here are our structures, here are our NPCs, all the current amounts and cost upkeep. So if we are, you know, getting poor, we are getting depleted, and we can take a look here, and you have the proper rights to the military guys in the guilds that said, okay, we need to cut down some costs. We have too many guards or whatever. Let's fire the NPCs because we are broke. We need to get working on this. You know, so you have those tools. So you're not set with them and have everything decaying. You have to you have the tools to identify what you can do to cut down prices and fire NPC services to be able to sustain your city again and get back on your feet. And yeah, you will see how much of area space you are controlling. You have visitors, how successful your city is, if there's a lot of population, a lot of trades that can also promote some different bonuses.
Secondaries will
we're also
be
looking to add some
with you
stats
anyway.
and achievements.
You can recover primaries very fast in a few hours with crafting.
For instance, if the guild managed to kill a boss, there may be a timestamp to show that we are the first in the world to manage to do this and that. Some bragging rights and you know, cool stats to show the world.
It would be cool to be able to show the world the ranks of every single member, like under the guild tag, so everyone will see who it is.
I think
it would be possible to make interesting roles for that.
For now, quite a lot of information packed in one go.
Like for example, you can say recruiter.
Followed along
understand that you can
nicely.
Talk to him to join the guild. Can be some people who have differences from others.
Tauros TV,
guild.
Thank you for
and
the
you can mark them as a different
sorry
rank.
guys, I missed quite a few questions, subscriptions and such here, so I thank you for that. Now,
Oh, that would be cool.
have quite a few bits here. Let's see. Can you add something to
get
see
the
when
nurses
the players
slow.
is lost online?
That's
with
why
guild management to
you
know.
should just
That's a good
lower
one, good quality
primaries
life.
if you want to
so
try
this
something
one
new.
gives,
Secondaries will be with you anyway.
if you haven't killed a single bandit, you have 0 in this.
Max and North to 100,
so it's
of course,
almost the same
always,
thing, right?
a
Not
pain.
really. Obviously, if you're not
Especially
doing
if
surplus,
points
partial
and
ones,
stuff.
or any killing at all, and still playing, you know, maybe fishing or such, then obviously you won't have the indication there. So yeah, maybe it makes sense to add one line that shows latest online. I can see that's being a good quality of life. What you have for solo player, Sonic, all of this in small scale. And that's the beauty. Now it's not just tied to keep owners and large scale commitment. You can do this in smaller scales and still play around with it and have fun
But
with
it's not for solos.
And that's, as I said, in the next stress test of TC, we want this feedback that can small groups enjoy supply towers, can they engage with that without,
Yeah, I'm not
having
sure
too
they
much
want
of
to
a
farm
hurdle
heavily on this
being
server.
dominated by other larger guilds.
I'm
We
sure
wanna
that they
find a
don't
sweet
want
spot, obviously, when it comes to all these areas as well. So this is accessible from strongholds. Yes, this is accessible from houses even. It just it's a little bit more restricted, smaller area with houses. But yeah, it starts with houses. So you can be your own territory owner with a house and a farm, and that's it, if you want to. If you are larger, obviously you can expand on that city
But you
as
need
much
to
as
be
you
in
can
guild.
and as much as you can sustain it. That's the key, right? Oh my god, we got Al Capao with 25 community gifts.
Hello there.
Thank you very much. Why didn't I get an indication
Welcome. No.
on that?
No
My
shit.
window. Did my alerts? Ah, there it goes. Thank you very much. That's awesome of you. Appreciate it. Great stream, TC, and the new mounts are going to be a lot of fun next year. Let's see Underground Gal Barag. Find the Beast. Thank you for the prime. Which elemental categories are coming out? Is it entities, and when do we get permanent ritual
it's
circus?
fine if you're busy with your character. You
Never-ending
don't really
ritual
need a house
circus.
right now.
I know about
Houses are
that
quite
one. It's been
useless
a
for now.
tough one, and it's been one of the worst situations where it's not just for one coder to just do one small thing. That's also the reason why we
Especially
haven't
for souls.
got
For
it
souls,
yet.
houses are
There's
not
a few
really
things we
useful.
struggle with that we obviously have to cover, sooner or later, because they are overdue. We are aware of that.
You can
and,
only
it
really
hurts
use
me
them for
also to have
grinding
to
something
respond
far away from main
to those
cities.
in every stream that we haven't made progression due to certain circumstances. But so the next bunch of spells are aim controlled ones and weather control. So it's those two groups.
Only two
And then
groups.
They kind of tie the
But one
most
there will be
with
three
TC
others.
as well, because they also have
What
an
a
impact
shame.
on siege machines and buildings. So that's why we want to secure those while we continue on the rest as soon as we can and release them whenever they also are ready to be released.
That's a shame. I hope that all of them will be at once, but no.
Arrow crafting with different arrow tips. Yes, but not now. We will have arrow crafting. I can't say when. Can get some pet armor with next patch as well. So yeah, I don't want to promise something that may risk not going in, but yes, we do have a batch of bags and armors going in as well with this patch. I can't say exactly how many and for who, but yes.
On the back
What's a key requirement for TC to work effectively is bags
I
for the
would go with
heavy
Bush King.
creatures, such as Campadons and Mulva Beasts. Those are the strongest carry animals in our game currently, and we are getting those for sure. And then I don't know how many more, right? We're also getting a few armor types. This system also taking us one step closer to wagons and eventually ship system as well.
Nekatars will be later.
What I showed you guys with the mountable systems,
Maybe only
it's
after
very
new
dynamic
contents.
and it's an important system that we are
Nekatars
finally.
will be
The system behind it
not
is
very
done.
soon.
Now the next part is to go through every single
Didn't
animal,
even show the
make sure the
model.
adjustment on animation and correction of the body parts to fit the animal and the balance parts. That's pretty much the components that is necessary to go through all the creatures over time, which is awesome. Water ships, yes, eventually. Again, those are further away, so I want to make that clear. But we got a requirement component that is needed for wagons and ships. We use a function for the mount gear system that we are deploying now in this next patch. So yeah.
So that's it, I suppose.
So which animal are you most looking forward to when it comes to mountable?
Pigs. Bush pigs.
Wolves?
Oh.
Terrorbirds?
Again.
Or 2 players on 1 mount? Pigs.
Players on 1 month. The players on 1 month
Pigs.
is actually the
Is
most
pigs that
interesting
popular?
part, probably. Yeah. But
Are
also
you
riding
sure?
wolves. Damn, I like how animated it's so.
It is
looks
cool.
so cool.
Look at this piggy rider. It's a big character on a small pig, so this is quite hilarious. Obviously, quite the penalty speed-wise, so it won't be extremely
Reminds me
effective.
General
If you're a
Rodan from
little
Elden
small,
Ring.
thin, lean Shiva, you don't get as much of a penalty.
Yeah, to be on the horse
Pig
is
mounts
cool.
are the best. Bears and pigs.
You can carry your pocket
That
header
man,
on your
we're looking
horse.
forward to the pigs.
Pig
Spider
just in the
mounts,
wind
we
also
have
would be
some
cool.
interesting creatures as well coming for that. Thursa on a direwolf will be badass. Yeah, but there will be a penalty,
It's
right?
time to make a
Because
guild of pig
obviously
riders.
Wolves, direwolf is a little bit larger, so maybe not as extreme penalty. Yeah, we have a direwolf, but yeah, I don't have a third-person
know.
clip of this. Yeah, I have actually. I forgot. But yeah, this is a villa, right? So a little bit smaller.
You probably have something in
Not
mind
the
what you want to
largest
try.
character at all. But yeah, Shiva Villa or smaller, thinner characters obviously will benefit more without
Those are the pigs.
penalty. The
Yeah,
largest possible
That's gonna be
Thursa
cool.
will obviously have more of a speed impact and control. Add pig armor, please. We're adding armor for everything, including the chickens. Just for the fun of it, because this system supports it.
That's right, chickens and rabbits.
Will the game server hold for 20?
Only for big
1,000 players.
stores.
It will when we have enough of
yeah.
space and
Yes,
servers
we can
for it.
like
What I mean
when
with
I'm
that
at
is that Milan will only, cover X amount of 1,000 players before it's unenjoyable anymore. That's when we need additional continents. So obviously we only have a few options, right? If we have 50,000 wanting to play on Epic Game Release, they all want to play now. Obviously with that amount of pressure, the queue will be not acceptable if we only have space for, I don't know, 4,000 players or so. That's when we are working towards our plan B to
So knows what you have in
be able
mind,
to
what you want to
deploy
try.
additional world servers to sustain a lot
Because
more
you
players.
need to
if
understand
that
what you need,
happens.
and then
So we're gonna
you can
work on plan B, have it
get
ready,
to the moment
and then
where you need to
obviously
choose some
follow
kind
the
of a build.
release phase, those
Exactly.
steps to see
You need to
how
understand
many
why you
players are
what you like to do
joining
in game,
and at what rates.
or what you want to try.
You'll have more than 5k. I mean, we obviously hope for and work towards that we're gonna have a lot of players over time. The question is how we have to cover them on a short time burst, right? That's the big thing, right? But we need to be ready if we get such amount of players that want to play. Obviously, we don't want them to sit in a horrible queue for hours, right? We can't go that road again. All right, do you wanna see? I don't have a third person on the mount, 2-player mount. That's really awesome as well. The Terrorbird is also really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty adequate. This head is very annoying,
So
but
if you only have a house, tier 1, it's very short, right? You can only have like one farm next to you. And if you upgrade to tier 3, you expand that radius a little bit.
we have humans
Stronghold
though.
have
Nordish.
larger area, so it can have a few more buildings around it every tier step. And then keeps have infinite range. And we're looking at possible give you bonuses with the ranks as well. So for the keeps we have them connected, so every rank you can expand a step, but even though you're max rank as a keep owner, you can keep expanding it if you can afford it. House and stronghold owners, we're looking into those details if we should connect them or what kind of bonus we add there. Sorry. What does pre-territory control mean on roadmap? So that is our preparation for the stress tests. There's specific updates, important capacity performance, stuff that are not exciting. It's not like new game features, but it's there important for the servers and the structures and capacity and security. So we kind of need it for TC, right?
Yeah, you can be perfect in every aspect of the game. No chance. You need to choose something that you really like.
An awesome patch.
Then choose
with,
something that is good
the
for it.
multiples and the new spells for the elementalism. And like I said, some of the quality of life and bug fixes that I mentioned before. So it's an important patch for everything. And hopefully you will enjoy that patch as well, because it brings a lot of cool stuff. And then we're looking at arranging a specific date for the upcoming test phases. Where we obviously want as many as you as possible to help us out. Finding bugs and balancing TC. So community interaction is kind of what have already started a little bit on its own. A lot of you guys are reaching out when it comes to concerns for TC, pointing
then
out
I would recommend to
bugs
play
and issues
human
in the game. We are collecting a
human
lot
you can
from
make
the community on the
combine
forums
as much
and
as
Discord,
possible
trying to see
and try
what are
all
main
the new
concerns
things in the
and
game.
bugs that
Humans
the
are
players
very
are
versatile,
struggling with,
universal,
and trying to focus on them in a specific prioritized order of things. And like I said, we have the node,
you can go wrong with
criminal
human.
bugs node and murder reports.
Yeah, start as a fighter and
some
then
of those
try
we have covered
new different
on that
things.
list, which will
Magic,
come with this
taming,
next
archery, whatever
pre-territory
makes you
patch.
fancy. Any direction is possible to be learned by human and combined with others. So, and humans have decent stats and all
it's community interaction.
attributes.
I just
So
responded
pure
to that
Tendrimin human should be fine. Or half Tendrimin, half Sardukan.
When we get zombies,
Like you can
buff,
check my
that
build
when you
and
suddenly
see
go past the
maybe it
control.
is for you.
After elementalism,
At least something to start
we're gonna
with.
dedicate those
Like you can get the link by
on
writing command.
spiritism and necromancy
Like this.
to go through those things and have those delivered before you continue on the next school, right? I think that makes sense. How much gold is it per day to run a town? So that depends entirely on your components in the city. What buildings, what tiers, what NPC services are you hiring and getting? That will add to the costs. So you can obviously crank it far out and it will quite quickly go up in price. Or you can keep it on the low key and it won't be as expensive. So it's fully dependent on what you build and how much you build. How will the prominence affect if you have two alliance guilds next to each other's? They
for
won't
profession,
really
70
affect you
70
at
is
all.
enough
Your
for mock
prominence
stats
is
for
tied to your
crafting.
guild, so it doesn't matter what the other guild has. You don't share that. Will deed placement issues be fixed with the new deeds to help placement? Do you mean the house placing struggle? Is that what I mean? If so, yeah, that is one of the things that we are looking into, making it more forgiving and easier to place your structures. How much will it cost to activate the area of a stronghold? I'm not entirely sure when it comes to the exact numbers for engaging in the first step. So one of the steps is that we're looking at either you hire a specific NPC or it's just an upgrade item to your guild window. And when you do that, it enables the territory tab with all of those functions. And I'm not sure with the initial start fee for that yet. It's one of those balance rounds that we just need to figure out what makes sense. I mean, just starting out, shouldn't obviously be a huge hurdle for anyone that wanna commit. So there's no point in alliances. Yes, I mean, there are obviously quite room for some things that we're a little bit unsure of.
Mostly each
when it comes to sharing alerts, pings. We have the group chat we want to expand onto. So there's a few things where you get more intel by having alliances.
They can use Discord for that.
But, there's room for a lot of things. And the thing is here, I want to remind that as well. Now when we release TC, we release it as a really big solid pack. It's already beyond Mortal 1 TC. But with that said, it's not the final and end of TC. We see a lot more in the future where we want to keep on expanding. I mean, one thing we're missing from first game is the meteorite drops, which we want to add on early on after this patch because it adds another lot of fun gameplay loop. But we are quite sure also that you will be able to help us, you know, requesting a lot of stuff, services, cool things that maybe fits perfect.
What?
That means we can slowly add you know, functions like that over time as well.
Yes, I'm recruit people.
Yeah, so
I mean,
guild bugs and house bugs.
Would
we
like
have
to
a
recruit
list
someone.
of all of those being reported.
Don't do
and we are
anything for doing
identifying
this, actually.
those that are absolutely dreadful that
I don't
we need to
advertise
have
the guild.
covered. So yeah,
Maybe I
those
should.
are on our lists that we're working on as well.
He already explained today what is to see in all the details. You just missed it. So you just need to check it like in record. He explained everything. Okay, maybe not everything, but most of the stuff. He showed many information.
Great stream.
Explain
Will there
a
be
lot
some
and so
sort
on.
of in-game map that will show
The stream was mostly
active
about it.
territories and
Showed
who
new
owns them?
structures,
Or
siege
will
machines.
Will be forced to use tools outside of the game? How will we solo players or new be able
Explain
to
a
track
lot.
this? So yeah, Tomberry, very good question. So
To see territory control.
initially with Mortal Online, we wanted to have Intel only gain in-game, right? And we want to have a mix of
Yeah,
things.
he showed his hacker
And some
speed,
things we share on the
jumps,
website. But what happens when we have a very creative
and so on.
member of community that simply pull a lot of intel from the game and share it on amazing websites such as this map website that, you know, every player tells a new player, you know, go to this website because it's good. And obviously it's true, right? So there's a line where if we build components and features that are, you know, promoting certain in-game intel, if that's all bypassed and everyone goes straight to our website and get all the information there, you know, things like that is something that we obviously, you know, analyze in more great detail and discuss how do we do this in the best possible way. Not all the info on it is accurate on the map website. Yeah. Of course, there's only a few things, right, that can be taken, and when the community contribute to the information, that's also a cool way of doing it, right? But we always feels that something is wrong if everyone, including new players, get taught that the first thing you have to do is go to this website because you're going to use it for this and that. You know, something for us game developers and game designers have something in our brain that says, something is wrong if we don't share some of that when everyone else is getting it anyway, right? So we are considering those steps. At the same time, we want to protect the integrity of the Mortal Online's core rules as far as is practical and as far as there's a support behind it, right?
What?
So we are looking at tactical tables that you can have in your territory, your stronghold or any building. Also, the nations in the world, NPC cities, can also have their own tactical tables that shows a real-time progression of certain type of area of influence that the players have in the world.
So we'll get
that kind of basic values and see who's ruling the world currently.
Yes, that's what I want to see.
And obviously, we'll have your alert tower that it helps you as a guild when something is under attack. That's vital. And then we're looking at having spy runs to update supply towers at enemies. So, and if you do one of those runs, you get that information, you update that also on your table, but that is unreliable.
Yeah, game maps will be it will be a professional
time because you don't know what happened after that, right? If you don't keep
you'll be
updating it.
You'll be
That's
able to make a
something
map
I think is cool,
something like
and
this.
we may want to have that. So that's more like, player knowledge can scout for that kind of information. For instance, okay, we want to grab 5 towers. How do we do that practically? We have no clue who owns all these towers around us, and we have no intel. Let's send out the scouts, and if they go there, the area triggers them, and that updates this tactical table. So now the leaders in the basement can see, wow, we got intel from our spies. Now we can see who owns this. We can see which one are capturable. They're not under the grace
So we need
period
to travel to see the current information.
And then they can more effectively plan their tactics, how to get, capture them in an efficient way. That's cool, right? And it fits and it makes sense, and it's something we want to promote.
That's interesting mechanic, actually.
While the normal city territory is more persistent and slow going. That could be, it's the data that everyone has in the tactical table, but they don't have this additional layer that is more, moving back and forth between guilds every hour or so if they want to participate. That does sound neat. Yeah, that's what we think as well. And it's something, again, that fits true to what we always try to strive forward, towards. Because, yeah, I mean, we're all gamers in Star Wars, right? And we all have different opinions, and we try to discuss it and see, we're coming from different games. Like, do we put the control influence on the map that everyone can access by the item in your inventory, or do we keep it for the tactical tables inside every territory, so they have to be there and plan it more? Or can they run out in the world and have that world influence updated in real time? It's quite big decisions, and we want to make sure that we stay true again to what we set up Mortal to be. And obviously we're interested in hearing your opinion as well, right?
Still drinking someone's blood. Blood of the DDoSer.
Table seems like a bad idea, because then I would just have an L stand beside a table. I mean, it's nothing that you kind of need to look at every 5 minutes, because it's your area of influence and it's other areas of influence, right? And you will notice when you collide, it's more like if you want to look over the world ownership, who's in the lead, what's going on, have that overview, then a war table, makes sense to take a look at that. And if you're living in your city, in your home, you're nearby that table quite often, I would assume also, right?
Yeah,
I would say that it may be more tactical. Okay, we need to do a war here now against this enemy. We want all sight here. We want to see all the towers. We need to send the spies. So yeah. War table sounds great. Something that you don't have instant access to, but will tell you who charge more for taxes, etc. Yeah. So is sprint 5 one patch or 5 separate patches? So sprint 5, so we split it up here. So we are in a community interaction, as I mentioned. Now we are gathering a lot of information, feedback, and next patch we're getting closer to is the pre-territory control. That is a patch on its own. It has vital systems for TC, and it has the upcoming magic that we are delivering in elementalism. It has the new mountables, and it has important bug fixes. After that, we are preparing, setting up a date for the public test for TC, where every one of you can join in, help us test it.
I'm not sure the next patch,
we're
because
start working on
you can see community interactions,
bug
and only then
based on whatever you
the
find,
patch
right?
with all that.
Obviously, we have our own initially first, but I'm
can
sure
only
you're gonna
hope,
find a lot there.
Barduk.
And then we're gonna shut that down, and we're gonna go back to work based on that information. And then we plan to follow up with one more to really try to secure it. And when that's done and we have that under control, we plan to set a date for pushing it live. So in general, it's more like it's 2 general patches, right? One pre-patch and then the final patch. We don't have a specific patch.
I want the armored
in between tests or so. I mean, that could be fixes or so, but they're not like planned content patches worth mentioning. All right. There'll be custom banners or capes for TC, better identification of enemy during siege. So yeah, that's a big one, right? That we really wanted to be able to cover in time, but we can't make that system at the same time. So
So
what we're
the
looking
Ghost
at now
Rider
that some of you
dominated
suggested is that
Seder.
we're gonna add a little pack of different types of banners and flags with different types of visuals and colors. So you at least have some options that you can give to your guild and ally to help you identify
Look
each
at
other.
bro.
And as soon as we're done with that whole system that allows you to design them yourself uniquely
It's
and
pretty
call them
unique.
yourself, that's obviously when we're gonna replace them with that pack. But we don't have time to deliver that system along with this time frame, I'm afraid. When is the public test? We're gonna set the dates after we deliver this next patch. We're gonna try to set the dates as soon as we have them ironed out, so your public can start, prepare for those dates. So like 3 months? No. We are not really looking that far away. We're getting closer and closer, as I said. But like I said, we don't really want to name
It's
those
not
dates
8,
yet.
no, they're not the 7. But yeah, they're not for everyone.
Sicario Mortal
But
Online.
it's
Thank you for
interesting
the Prime.
roleplay, so why not?
We wore deck cap we removed for TC. We will see if we have to do some necessary updates there as well.
I wonder how much Wolf can carry by the
Game
way.
needs
With
node sec.
bags.
And yes, we will have that along with the patch after TC. There's one node saying zone rules. That is exactly that. Don't rush with updates release. No, I mean we're working towards our goals. There's been an obvious time back set when we had to work on DDoS now rather than later. But it's one of those things, well, we need it anyway. The question was that, okay, we thought that we could make them later, but one individual forced us to do them now instead. It's not all bad, because obviously that's gonna help us have a better
it's
experience
better
for
that they
TC, which is gonna be
have it
really
right
good,
now.
right? So
Not
it's
later.
not all bad that we had to rearrange that schedule.
it's
But
good
obviously
actually.
that, again, our main developers have been focused on DDoS for actually quite a few weeks. Built insane system to be able to, protect us in a good way. So obviously that stole those developers from TC and other areas. So, but we're getting there for sure. Report more at TC Towns. Please stop the net. I mean, so
just
you
answering
are in charge
questions.
of your town, right? What goes there? Who do you whitelist, blacklist, or what rules do you set on the priests?
But rules
You have that
rules
fate for your
on the
city.
priest. Nice.
And we are looking to later
So there will be
incorporate
whitelist and blacklist.
nation standings if the players
Let's go.
wanna apply legions towards those nations, and that also kind of taps into faction wars. If you're coming from Ultima Line, where you can align to like the Generic Empire, which obviously have their natural
So I can
enemies at
source
times. So from now, if you build in no man's land and you set the rules for the guards and priests, that is what matters, right? I can buy you and the boys some pizzas. Well, the thing is that we're quite spread out now. We're not all collected anymore post-COVID transition, right? So you would have to send one pizza to Sebastian and the guys, I guess, where they are. And like I said, everyone is not at all time at office anymore. And it works pretty well, actually. We have a very good system set up and good communication, and have a good setup.
Okay, it's gonna work this way.
Well, the stress test is going to be free again. So we
Kinda.
want a lot, right? Because this is also where we want to test some of the capacity work we've done. So I think it's a good opportunity to either put both or just one as a free chaotic stress test to really, throw things at it
He's a bit sob.
and invite anyone that can help
But anyway,
with stress
I'm
test,
trying
right?
to use second monitor for
So-
this, so it will not go black.
We're discussing that as well, but maybe that's a good idea, right? To really get some heavy testing. And like I said, to see how the capacity holds up. Because this is gonna be on a
Anyway,
separate server, same setup as the one we're using. We're gonna copy the current database and everything, so it's exactly the same. And then we're gonna enable it and allow everyone to join in on this test server, just to test the crap out of things and throw things at it to see where we are standing.
yeah, it's not becoming black now.
And you know, maybe not everyone wanna help testing something on a test server that isn't, you know, the persistent one.
As breakers
hope
will be,
that we get
but they will be
a lot
not in
and
paladins.
plenty
They will be
enough,
dropped from
right?
paladins and maybe pursued by paladins.
Do you know which pets will be mountable? Yeah, so I showed you guys some of them in the stream here.
Going to show it again.
That is coming in this next one.
Yeah, he was
The
showing.
wolf pack family, direwolf and wolves. And the good part is that there's a lot of animals, like I think the cat families are quite similar, so there's not a lot of work when it comes to adjusting an animation. We're gonna go through them afterwards and see, and you know,
My
they're
idea
gonna
of
just
D&D
follow
was
up in
straight
any of the
from
upcoming patches. So you
my
will see
idea of paladins was straight from D&D.
most likely a
kinda,
decent
to make
flow
a true paladins.
creatures being
with-
mountable
Is
finally.
it bound by oath and have
Chickabow
some
Manric.
unique features?
I mean, this
not just another guild that pretend
this
to be
baby
paladins.
here gonna give a lot of quality life as well. Imagine when your friend loses his horse. There's
Many
no
people
horse
would lose their
nearby.
horse and would like
You see,
to
you offer
join
him
anyone.
that you allowed to ride on my mount, and then you can just mount up in the back,
That's
and
pretty
off
cool.
we go. And you can both fight on it. You can both have archery, or one can
I
have,
wonder how Archer will work
lance
with
and one
this.
have
How
archery.
hard it will be.
you know,
But
teamwork.
the guy behind should be healer. Or a
The
right
pets
guy
attack
should be
while
healer.
mounted.
Oh, probably second should be healer. Because main one's ruin the horse, and second is just healing.
The horse. What do you mean? Or the
It's just
wolf?
amazing.
No, we don't have support
Just
for
make
that now,
horse
but we
riders
plan
twice
to
stronger.
enable that you can tell your creature to attack as well with certain Beastmaster commands.
I will remember your words, Stars.
Uh, Can you explain the plan for loot dropping from houses, please? Yeah, so one very big component in Mortal Line that was, you know, one extremely big component in Ultima Line, where obviously, as you know, we have a lot of roots from. One of the big components was to build your house in Ultima Line and decorate it with really cool stuff, rares and collectibles over time, huge value in that, years of investment. The thing is, if you can just siege and destroy and steal all this, you know, during a night and you get back, you're never gonna utilize those components, right? You're never gonna build that and decorate and do that investment and put your decorables. There will be no use for them, right? They will either be banked or never used, so there will not really be a market for it.
Blurring them
And this was a
because of how it
huge
works.
component in Ultima Line, and you know, we have thousands of players
But
that
at least it will
interact
not
with
become
this
black
alone.
today.
So so that's why we decided that if we want to promote that as well, there needs to be room for some safety for the players. So that's why we're looking at we're looking at the insurance system, a little bit
Okay,
similar to
stars.
Even Line, and there's also a grace period for all the normal items that drop. So when you siege a building, it drops it in a pillage state and is there for X amount of hours, and if the owners are active, they have a time opportunity to try to retrieve some of those loot. If they're inactive and not playing anymore, then that loot will be free for all eventually. But like I said, we're looking into those specific items that if we want
So
to
crappy
market
stuff.
and play
to recraft everything.
access for them in the game, which can be very huge,
Some
just
parts
like
of
it's been in
sense.
many other games. There needs to be a safety room in place to allow this to happen. So we're trying to find that sweet spot that, you know, if someone is inactive, you know, you may be able to siege and loot most of it. And the rightful owners have some grace period when they can try to claim some of those items
crap.
before it's free
It
for all.
costs so much.
So that's in general what we're looking at here.
It doesn't stand best sense for their price. Not many people buying them anyway here.
Yeah, so that's
can lower the
Sprint
price.
5, right? That we are on right now.
Yeah.
After Sprint 5, we are transitioning to Unreal 5. We're gonna have a test
Anyway.
there, and then you know, we are approaching the big date where we have where we go live with the Unreal 5 functions, and some of these last very important core features, such as, you know, notice board on Haven for guilds, new players, and so on. The new player experience connected to all that to really retain new players and get them into the game in a good way. And zone rules, very, very important. We hear large complaints from many new players on a daily basis, and also veterans that understand it's not really practical, or, you know, it's not gonna be good for the long run if we don't have a proper introduction, proper security for specific areas and new players. And then we go out to null security, which is no murder status whatsoever. So those are very important components before we can take the step and release on Epic Game platform and open the gates again and start all marketing again, and you know, keep on moving forward from there. The TC test server will function as a permanent test server after the test is done, correct? When it is set up, we have that opportunity, yes. The only thing that we know most likely going to happen is when we have a boring patch, most likely no one will bother in jumping in and helping us out. That's why we still have to rely on our QR external company team of professional testers to just grind through the boring tasks. Because when we patch something exciting as TC, we also need to grind through everything else to make sure that everything that can affect haven't broken anything. And that's happened in the past, right? Why the hell does this broken when you don't work on that? You know, some things are tied, connected in a logic way, and if we're not careful about that, we may lower stability. And obviously we know that you guys won't go through that. You won't do the basics things like testing everything, right? So we still need to rely on that, obviously, but we are sure that you guys gonna enjoy obviously playing around with TC, getting that knowledge and experience, and you know, get that kind of head start of knowledge for when it actually goes live later as well. So we do believe and hope that that part will be heavily tested, which is obviously the whole point of it, right? I know issues testing boring stuff, it can prevent a mess on live server. I mean, that is awesome, Molak Amur. It's just that we can't really expect it to be a persistent thing from the community, because obviously, you know, that's you just very nicely so helping us.
I don't know about that.
To secure the servers, and obviously
I was
you
once
eventually paying for a service and
by
to enjoy it fully. We don't want to steal boring time from you, right? We don't want to have that as a requirement. But obviously we are extremely grateful that there are hopefully some out there that find it, you know, somewhat, you know,
GB with speaks.
Yeah, you understand what I mean, right? But yeah, I mean, when it's set up, it takes some time to set up everything.
They killed
when
me.
It's in
Nightmares
place,
will kill me in most situations
right?
anyway.
So we just
They're
have
not
to follow
friendly
up and see.
to anyone.
You have always enough testing and feedback. I mean, no matter what, we will always rely on
they
our
sometimes
QA
not attack me,
team
but
to go through
it doesn't mean
all
that
the
they
necessary steps to
anyhow good for Russians.
A patch going live.
They'll kill anyone.
But you know, you guys are obviously, you know, you know the game. You find things. You are effective, and hopefully it will be very helpful for sure. Taxes affect everyone in the territory the same. Yeah. If you live in one land's, one keeps ownership in a big value, and there are random people living there, they all are affected the same. We had one cool idea before when we talked about the game design quite a long time ago, that it's interesting to do clade separate taxes, you know, to again promote some conflicts and interesting. Like this is the Dwarf Valleys,
Yeah,
the
could be
Ogmius
funny.
Valley. They have a better taxes, and you know they have their traditional enemies which they tax higher. You know, fun, interesting conflicts, engaging, provocative. You know, we always look into those areas to see, does it give something interesting? Does it fit? Or is it just a hurdle? No updates on fist weapons or dual wielding, no. And we won't really have an update on those steps, I would say, until after this roadmap is fully delivered.
Interesting.
This is the main focus, right? Everything else is just a pure bonus, like the mountables that actually gets in this next patch. We weren't sure, but now when we actually have it approved, testing it in just a matter of balance, we feel confident that yes, it's ready to deploy already. The cards, I can't say either. This system now gave us one very important requirement for it, so we're getting one step closer, that's for sure. But I think that we will go down the list of all our current creatures, enable all of them with the balance on them before we continue on the next step, right?
Damn it.
And like I said before,
Just
after
run
this
away.
roadmap is fully delivered,
Okay,
we're gonna open up the pools and communication pools on the forums where we're gonna engage with you further to see.
I wonder.
Here are like 10 main areas from small to larger. One of them is a more, one group is more long term and some of them are more short terms. We want you to help us to point out these are the areas, these are the features, these are the contents that we want to have next in upcoming patches, in the next roadmap pretty much. And when we have confirmed all that and we see a clear direction of that, that's when we create a new roadmap and works towards that, those
in
goals
the
and
jungle.
those features.
Kind of
So you will be direct in control of, do we want the chosen one that is quite very similar to Dark and Darker gameplay? I talked about the chosen one a few years ago and it seems like it's quite a popular concept. You want the melee special abilities. I know many of you guys want that. We may want meteorite drops for TC to add in another layer of conflicts with that.
Yeah, meteors would be nice.
Which
everything that will
school
keep big guilds
follow
busy.
up after our current magic. You will be heavily in charge of that and choose those areas.
Hopefully just these meteors will not fall on the strongholds and will not destroy them. Otherwise it would be a shame. Stronghold by random.
Again, guys, we have a few final points left, right? Before it gets too late here. Let me update to... Yeah, we already covered the updated roadmap and now we are on this little one. Let me start it.
No, damn rain. I said let me start it and rain started. What the hell even the rain here? I mean, it should be snow. I'm in Hill Spear region.
Let's start the giveaway, guys.
I have the rain.
Before it gets too late. As I
Without
said, I
visual
tried to
rain.
keep them around 2 hours.
So
I started a little late today, so we have a little
some
bit
kind
left.
of bug.
Yeah,
now
let's
it's
give
snow.
a moment to
But
sign
sound
up.
of rain. Oh, sound vanished.
And
Okay,
while
now I have a
waiting
snow.
that, I always wanted to ask you something. I think I can do a little
Snow and
poll
rain.
on it, actually,
Oh, damn. No, please don't.
while we give
It
this
should be
a
drops on the screen also that you need to remove by hand all the time, each few seconds.
there.
That kinda would be awesome and awful at the same time. Wow. Today was a good stream, by the way, right now. It would be nice if all the streams would be so informative, but obviously not always there is something to show.
Okay, let's put 3 minutes on this vote.
3 minutes into what? What? risky.
I'm interested in seeing this. So I started a vote. We have 3 minutes. I want to see
should I
how
continue
you
with
want
streams?
us to continue with streams. As I said, I want to do them as good as possible, as interesting as possible.
Yeah, I would like to
And if you
listen
think
here
they are,
anyway.
you know, interesting.
As
or
well as many other
valuable,
people, so they all
So-
voting for this.
There's 4 options, right? Continue as now, once a week.
This is
or
now.
Once every 2
You
weeks.
will not escape from us,
which means
Henrik.
I have a little bit more time
Want
to
to
also
listen
gather
here?
something worth,
Wanna
for
ask
the stream.
questions?
or once a month, not that often, or only when we have something.
It's the only
you know,
way
a
to
specific
actually ask
update
any
and worth
questions
showing,
mostly.
like, you know, like today, it was
So
quite
of course people will
fully
vote for
packed with
this.
information, right?
People want to
And
continue
if there's
asking
nothing
questions.
else, we just in between patches and work on the same thing. I shouldn't stream. Or do you want a frequent update? Have the opportunity
there are more and
to
more
ask
houses here.
questions and just chill out on a weekly basis. Yeah, you know, give your vote on that so
This
we
was
can see a little bit.
belong to friendly one.
If there's a strong
Platypus.
indication of a change from what we currently do. I mean, it is easier for me. It feels like I'm streaming very
He
frequently.
trying to
every
escape
week.
from us. Not
And
just
sometimes I
he
feel
trying,
that I don't have anything,
but he will
you
not.
know, safe to show or worth showing, and it's just a casual.
He'll be
normal stream.
mercified and he'll be forced
So
to
sometimes,
answer
you know,
questions
It's not easy.
every single week.
But again, I really wanna.
They have so many houses. Look at
actually,
this.
Majority wanna continue as now.
It's a build
Obviously,
it
it's
properly
something we can
with some space
continue.
between them. There will be so huge
at least,
city here. Look at this.
Good amount.
Look at
again.
how many buildings here. It's growing and growing. Settlement enormously huge.
Give these guys some free time.
So it'll be
Well, it
interesting
takes
to
a
see
day to work
the
prepared
huge
each.
city
I mean, it is
instead of
today was quite
Hellspear. That
cramped,
would be
got a
cool
little
actually.
stressed the last
No one will
hours
go
to
up
just
for
put
Hellspear.
everything
Everyone will
together,
go
but
there.
It's also because we all need to have
It's
the
actually
rules
pretty
stated
cool.
anyway, right? So we can use these slides for, you know, to the public, so everyone can, you know, in relaxed time read up a little bit if they, you know, don't remember how it worked. Because it's obviously going to be important that everyone knows this is how this is going to work and how it works when you get to test it.
No,
as
it
well,
will-
so you
it
don't,
will not
you know,
go
play around and figure out
over
how
the
the hell
max.
does it work.
There are max stats that will
But yeah, I think
increase the
it's,
maximum.
you know, the question.
Like for example, if you
your-
have
or the-
102
The
constitution,
community,
but your
right? So it's
maximum is
up to you.
100, if
What do
you
think is
take
most
hefty,
suitable so far. I'm
you will
just
be able to
interested in
get
seeing if
this
you wanna do some change or
102
something.
bonus.
I just don't want to lose touch.
But
with
on the
devs.
rings,
it happened to
You can
multiple
find
games I've
raw
played before.
stats that will increase
Yeah, that's
maximum
understandable.
and
I follow some
stat
game
as well.
devs over the years as well, and yeah, some of them have been very strong in the beginning and then slowly decayed over time.
So
We
they are
try to always be
separated.
persistent.
So you
and,
can
you know,
always transfer
stay true
skills
to
from
what's going on
stats that
and
you don't
show
need.
everyone what's going on, and
Like
be as
I don't need
transparent
dexterity,
as possible.
but I transfer in stats from dexterity to
alright,
other
so
stats.
timer ended, and it looks like most of you,
Sounds efficient.
64% want to continue as we do,
Yeah,
which is
probably.
once a week. Second
Yeah.
place is only when we have something, which could have been, you know, once a month or every, you know, a third week we have something. So obviously it would be less consistent, and an announcement that okay, now we have a specific update. We
I
got all
probably can
this.
do hunt as well.
Obviously a more fully spec
I need more money
stream
for
with-
Stronghold.
with more
I need to practice
exciting
mounted
stuff, I would
archer.
assume, but obviously could be that, you know, it get pushed and not a steady
Yeah.
update to the community.
Defender of the
If you do not
dog. The wolf.
stream weekly or fortnightly,
That's fine
keep it
too.
short and sweet. 30 minutes or so. Good job, and thank you for updates, God King Henrik. Thank you. I think the consistent streaming schedule inspires a great deal of confidence in the developers' continued connection.
Yeah, and it
with
should
the community.
continue. It's really good for
True,
company,
true.
for us, for everyone.
Us guys, less streams,
he's
less
returning.
giveaways. Hopefully you're not
I
voting
missed.
only for giveaways.
What?
Right? That's just a bonus. Why Gigashed is dev in this game? Yeah, good question. Thornberries. I like the weekly streams that go in depth and answer questions. Thanks, King. Thank you. Why note rotate between you and Seb and Mats? Yeah, I talked to them and they're not very keen on jumping in on short notice, and they feel a little bit stressed, and Sometimes they don't know exactly how to handle the community, what to say, what not to say. We also have the stock market regulations, so they always have to consider that a little bit. So it's not that easy that it makes sound, unfortunately. I mean, I would love to have other devs joining in and, you know, have streams
Damn
like
it.
that.
Wrong one.
I talked to them, both of them, a little bit, like I said. Do a co-stream. I did have a co-stream with Sebastian not too long ago, right? When we did some specific test, also in real time. He joined in then. So I mean, it's up for obviously an option if there's a good timing, and it's also that, you know, it's quite late, and it's obviously when you've been working early on a long day, and it's, you know, challenging coding, and then bam, after all those hours you need to shape up and get in front of the camera and sit here
You
and
don't
be
need
presentable. You know, it takes
Can
some
just
effort,
talk.
right? It's not just casually joining in.
Bind it.
They feel a high respect and responsibility in front of the community. Obviously, we all take this very seriously. This is our living, you know,
What?
it's our work, our
Towards the
daily
Damson.
work. So obviously, you know,
Such a weak bind
we
it.
are very serious about everything in terms of showing our commitment and deliver what we talk of, right? But yeah, like I said, if there's an opportunity, some of them may join in, or either co-stream or something similar. I enjoy it, and obviously it gives me some headroom to lay back as well when they
Oh damn! So
talk
is that too
and
far
do
away?
their things, right? Beer. please. More giveaways draws more people to the game. It's technically
Listen how we
giveaway is to
bind
type
it.
M2. Or
I
in
just one-shot
the
them.
big list of people that we will soon roll the dice, and one of you will be the lucky winner of that key. No, of course not. I love chilling here with you, Henrik. I'm just reminding other of the other benefits. Indeed, the Quebec. Can I erase this town that guards that attack non-humans? It connects to what I mentioned before a little bit. Like if we don't allow Ogmirs, and we tax Ogmirs high. We actually discussed that, and we found that there was some interesting concept in that, but we haven't really committed to it. If we see a strong indication in the community that that's something we want, we can add that to the list of updates
There are
in the
definitely
future for
some
TC, right? So,
strict guilds.
like I said, this is just the
one
beginning
clade.
for TC as well.
They would like this
We
stuff.
appreciate if you have a lot of cool ideas and concept that really fits. We always have
100.
quite a
You can
list
see my
ourselves
build by
that we
writing
can
build command.
continue add on, but
I
I'm
have
sure you
100
also have a lot of good
everything
stuff.
except on texture.
And
Yeah.
if we find something we align with, we add that to the list, and then we can let you guys decide in what order should we add these things, right? In future will be ships in game, you know, Captain Jack Sparrow. Yes. As I mentioned, this mount system, the mountable system that we're deploying now with the next patch, it gives us an important requirement for wagons and ships, where you can actually stand on something that
Damn
moves. You will use that obviously both with wagons and ships. So the siege machiners we added now, I'm gonna show those in another stream. I want to save some goodies, right? You can actually walk on them. So if someone is moving and you stand on it, you're moving along with it. There are a requirement for those functions that are needed for wagons and ships. So we're actually, you know, getting those requirements, which means, you know, fewer and fewer steps to actually be able to deliver those systems.
Is the bush been going better? It's probably
Why doesn't Roma have streams? I mean, so Roma is our current community manager, as you know, and he also helps with testing, stuff like that. And obviously it's very helpful that we have someone that helps us, especially when we're busy, to gather information from the community and also give updates to the community. If something happens, we need a quick update so the community knows what's going on. That's obviously where Romo and having a community manager is very valuable, very helpful. And also, obviously, it depends on what stream, right? You know, he can't freely discuss game design and rules and functions and balance because it's not really his area, and he may not really be involved in that as a community manager. You know, we have specific teams, development teams, designers, and balance team in QA that goes through the different steps. So it all depends on what the topics are, right? He can't just sit and answer
the problem.
you know, features and balance and things like that, because that comes from another, you know, the development team. So it's a little bit separate. So it's more a matter of, you know, what should the focus and topics be, right? When it comes to presenting from Star Wars to Online. I'm here for Henrik's beer. That is gracious of you. Very gracious. Right. Is it time, guys? Seb looked tired though. I hope he didn't hate it. I mean, last time. I mean, it is a little bit late, right? And sometime he wakes up a little bit earlier, you know, to work on things. And then obviously after all those hours of heavy coding, you get quite exhausted in the brain. And I want to make sure that our coding is fresh and focused. So I don't wanna, you know, drain energy further by asking me to join in too much and spend additional hours during later time after work, right? Warframe dev stream is good with a few of them. Alright. I haven't seen those. I played Warframe when it was new. Quite cool game. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Warframe is nice.
But yeah.
Nice games they never play. They played
so
also
you aren't
most
letting the devs out of your dungeon. I am. That's what I mean. I am protecting them as much as I can. I want to make sure that they don't work too much. They don't break down and you know, feel relaxed and enjoy work.
Yeah, that's
so they should only be
nice
passionate and work on what they do best, right? And I have to do everything else, including stressful things and stuff. I want to protect our developers as much as it's possible, and I have to deal with all kind of things. Obviously I have to protect my own health as well. Sometime I got, you know, get a little bit too close to overwhelmed stress as well. So obviously it's important to be careful about that. After 16 years of hard work, stress, much uphill battles and so on, it's quite a period of time to walk a long road that isn't very straight and simple, right? So we all have to, you know, take care of each other in Star Wars to make sure that we are fit for several years to come, right? I mean, we're almost very soon reaching the beginning of everything we all wanted in 1992, right? And obviously we're still in the early beginning. Continue doing great work, Henrik. Thank you, Bonko.
Tiny was pretty tough.
Everything mountable means people will be able to have 3 direwolves. 2 is already OP. Is the balance of animals going to change, or are we aiming for Pokemon Online? It only takes 200 points for such a massive advantage.
It's hard to
no
hit
skill required in your build, so
don't
it's
say
already
because
way
of
too many
the snow.
tamers. So horses is by far the most effective transportation animal, right?
Oh damn, it's such a heavy nug.
There are many creatures that
That's
just
not
make
good.
sense that you can mount as well. They may not be as effective, they may not have, you know, the same speed or stamina and such, but since day one we always said that there will be everything that makes sense that you can mount can be mounted. It's a sandbox mmorpg. So now, yes, you will be able to mount a wolf and ride next to your wolves if you can cover them all. But like I said, only small, thin, light builds will be able to fully utilize wolves efficiently. Everything else with heavy weight and also heavy items in your inventory and such, limited carry abilities, will very quickly start impacting the efficiency of that creature. So I would say that the most important transportation creature still will be horses. You can pack a good amount of items on them, and you can ride on them without penalty, right? That won't be the case on wolves. If you want to ride a wolf without penalty, you need to be a small, thin Shiva with little items in your pocket. Then you can ride it without penalty. As soon as you start adding items or grow up in size, it will be slower and slower and eventually quite ineffective. Does it make sense? Do you enjoy it, Henrik? Streaming, you mean? I mean, as I said, I do enjoy relaxing and have a stream with you guys. And I've had a good enjoyment for pretty much since the first stream I did. I'm not sure how many we're up to now, but it's been quite regular, right? Almost pretty much every week, constant. And it's been absolutely majority enjoyable for me. Obviously there's been some cases where I have failed in communication, and when there's been a little overflow of trolls trying to sabotage it for all of us, a little bit like in the beginning of this stream when someone is impersonating my name or something and sabotaging others in other stuff, and people wonder what hell's going on. Obviously stuff like that obviously makes it a little bit more stressful to do the streams, and I'm glad that that's not a common thing, right?
Hello.
But of course,
Hello,
you know, I knew that I was jumping into a tough project, and there are people on the internet, right? That means there will always be some crap happening, and obviously we can't focus on that or take too much on that. So we can just stick to what we believe in and work hard on Mortal Online and deliver it as we promise. And the game speaks for itself, and that's it, right? Or wolves envision to fit in the speed balance compared to horse. So like I said, so right now it's putting pretty much all builds on a sheet where we see, okay, from thin Shivas up to the fattest Thursar and fat mages or whatever build, right? And then we're seeing how much they can carry, abilities, and then we put in those curves on those animals to see where should it be. So for instance, you know, we know that we want the wolf to be quite limited. You shouldn't just run around with any race with heavy items or just stand by without anything. We want those to be just like we mentioned. Character should be able to ride it without any major penalties. But as soon as you start adding weight to it, it should slowly, you know, have a penalty. Obviously we try to, again, what we see that makes sense we should follow. So if it's a big wolf and there's a very small thin creature on it, you know, it makes sense it doesn't have big penalty, right? If it looks like a big thirster on a pig, like I showed you in the video, obviously there should be a heavy penalty, so that's not you know, efficient way of getting around.
Wrong animation.
I think we can get that in a good position. So horses is always king in a good amount of items you can carry and no penalty, right? But as soon as you go down in creatures, there will be a severe penalty quickly. Obviously the best carrier animals are the biggest strongest ones, but obviously they're also usually not very quick. So I think there's a natural balance that fits and makes sense. But we get more options, right? And you have a few more obtainable mounts that is fun, interesting, and lower run gameplay. You know, obviously we know that a lot of people complaining that I'm running around, I lost my horse, I have to run for a lot of time and it's not super fun. If you have a few more options, there are more mounts nearby, you can get faster feet, a little bit faster, a little bit more efficient. I think that's a good thing for the game, right? And most people, I think, agree to that. Let me know if I'm wrong. Sorry. There won't be many creatures that are faster than horses also. Like I said, we want the horses to be the main, you know, there should always be a good value.
Will be able to get it to people.
You know, there's a big market for horses, right? There always goes in a steady flow. We don't want to wreck that, we don't want to change that heavily. We just want to give some interesting options, a few more different builds, You know, it'll be easier to get on moving if you can get those animals. Yeah, we haven't set exact numbers. Again, that's what we are working on now as well. Next to the magic balance and VFX, we work on those two right now. Those are the things holding this patch back currently. Right, the giveaway, guys. Good luck, everyone. It's time for the giveaway.
No, I forgot about the giveaway.
Let's see, where do we have it?
Okay, let's try. Maybe I'll have a
Here.
key one
Right.
day. Give it to someone who need it.
Oh, a few more popped in, I see. As soon as he slows down, I roll it.
Wait, can 3 urns? Somehow miss them. All this time. I would remember there are 3 urns here.
So currently you can
Just
only
basically
drag
hidden.
the siege weapons with manpower.
funny.
At least 1 up to 4.
Hello there.
The more you are, the
Welcome,
more
McManus.
efficient you pull it, right? As soon as we have the wagon system, we're gonna allow you to pull these things with creatures as well. They are a little bit
Okay.
reliable on each other's as well. Requirements, I mean. Will rising pets like wolves be rideable? Yes. Okay, giveaway time. Good luck. Good luck.
But there are no one. There are usually like 3 of them here.
Up.
That's weird. As far as I remember, there should be around 3 bunnies here. Looks like someone cleared this part not long ago. Or maybe they're stuck somewhere.
Congratulations, Mermoa. Mermoa, you won yourself a game copy.
Yeah, I don't see anyone around. That's weird.
Right. Mermoa. Are you here? Rigged?
Always rigged.
Let's see if he's here. Mermoa. Are you here?
Don't build a house here. A big one.
Let's see. Let's give
Okay.
it a moment. Yes, riding pigs in Haven will be a thing now when you can mount a pig.
Yeah. Finally, we will have
It's not a
mounts
reroll.
in Haven.
Let's give it a minute first. Alright. A minute. So there's a minimum level before you can mount them. So no, you can't mount some babies. He left. I mean, he is
Baby
on
picks
our
it
list.
too tiny.
Okay, 30 seconds and then I'm rolling.
Damn.
Right? That's the rule. If you're not here in 1 minute of time when I announce the winner, I do another run. Okay?
Oh wait. Damn. Somehow misread it. Still don't have enough muscle memory for all the parries, for all the weapons. Need to train more.
Yeah, I guess I could put the winner name on the stream, but usually it's been quite smooth, you know, they've been here all the time. Only been a few cases when they have moved on or not. at the
Oh, it's
computer.
possible to
And I just
find
pull a
power
new
of
one
ruined books
quickly
here. That's nice.
after a few
Well,
minutes
that's
or
what's
so.
really ruined books this time.
But yeah,
I
it
didn't know that
seems
there are
like
books
he's
spawned
not here. So I will do
It's a pretty
a
nice addition.
roll. You haven't written in the general chat either, right? I haven't missed it, right?
But did
You already
how?
sign
What
up
the hell
once,
is
you're already
this?
in it, so you don't
First
have to
time
type
seeing this.
exclamation mark M2 twice.
Look at this. Like some nuggets. I know whatever is next.
Doesn't
A book.
seems like he is here.
16 gold. What? Well, that's pretty nice. It's
Mr.
probably maximum that
Brinkley.
you can get from it. I don't know, but 16 goes from one death.
Is that Thunder
Wow, that's
and
nice.
Sikai?
It's good additional loot. I never saw them. It's funny.
Just in
I need to be
German,
careful.
of
Maybe
course,
there are
there's
more
only
of them
baby pigs
around.
at my house. That will
Like there are
be the
small
sense.
banks
Maybe not
in
baby pigs,
sewers
but
now.
pigs, right?
Up to 7 gold.
Check.
But this one is
imagination
16.
message, Ernie.
Like twice more.
Did I miss anything here? Let's see.
That's pretty nice. Damn. I need to look around in these painted places. They're kind of small and in between the rubbish you can miss it. Especially if you don't know about that. And I didn't know that there is something that's new. Let's go. 16 gold is not much, but it's definitely more than usual now. Like not every single
Clint,
time
I got
getting
a
fulmination
donation from
scrolls
Clint
or
that I
flame
missed.
strikes.
Oh shit, that was many days ago. Wait, Mad King. I don't see a message donation on Mad King. Am I blind?
Okay, let me check the camp just a bit more. Maybe there are similar things here.
Sorry, Mad King. I can't find it. When was it? How can I not see it?
I'm not a fun pod, stop coming like this.
And he's talking about the giveaway. Oh,
Being a paladin doesn't mean
I thought
having
he
some specific
sent a donation
skills.
message that I missed.
This means following
Getting
the
tired,
oaths.
guys. Okay, new role. There's no response. I'm starting it now.
It's about your willpower, not
Good
about
luck
your
again.
build.
What's about fist weapons? Okay. I have
Another
no news
question
about
like
the
this.
fist weapons. There will be a votable option after this roadmap. If there's nothing else to it.
And
Alright, let's see who it is. Who it is.
I'm just making flash for some
I'm
sprints
sleeping and getting drowsy.
and using it for a fight.
Congratulations. Glover Doom.
It's just a
Doom.
tool.
Are you
The only
here
question is
then?
how you're using it.
Glover Doom. Let's see.
And
Is he here?
who cares about dark magic?
Yo. Rigged
The main
again.
thing is what you're doing with it.
Always rigged.
Because many people hiding behind a name like Paladin. Oh, I'm
Glover
playing
Doom,
for
are
a
you
Paladin, I
here?
can cast heal.
Chicken
And
bone,
then he's
Glover
slaughtering
Doom.
people. Well, if you're
You've
slaughtering
written in
peaceful
chat,
people,
yes.
you're not a Paladin.
He's here. Alright, right. So you just have to respond to my
Yeah,
message
and I'm very
when he did.
respectful. Yeah, that's for
Awesome.
sure.
We got the giveaway. Let me find
Even
that key.
gentle.
One moment. Love Doom. I
Yeah.
only have one,
The amount
two,
of people
three
with
keys
skins
left
that's
to give away,
murdering,
guys.
it's like, I don't know, a lot.
We're running out
Almost
of
half the population of the
giveaways.
game.
Congratulations, Glover Doom. Are you a new player, veteran?
I never
or a
murdered anyone.
Seasoned veteran. You're welcome. I always need to know your mortal age.
So it's all stereotypes about dark
experience.
magic. It's good to have dark magic, it's bad to have dark intentions.
Turtle said when? It's on its way. It's on its way. Mortal 1
on,
player. So
farming
you
them
are a
so they
seasoned
pretty high level.
veteran then. Alright, cool, cool. Cool. Season noob, eh?
I can practice my mounted archery.
Maybe able to double. Maybe to double up on a horse. You mean like this? You mean like this, my son?
Showing it again.
Oh my god, my friend, he lost his horse. Here, I offer you
Yeah,
a ride. Oh,
looks
thank you,
weird.
my friend. Here we go.
Just was more, but anyway.
Let's go. Let's go. Alright, here we
Yeah, it's
go.
pretty cool feature.
Here we go. Oh
It was
snap.
long-awaited feature.
Oh snap. You mean like that, eh?
It's very cool feature.
Let's go. Picking up them hoes in every town, eh? Can a second player use weapon on the back? Yes.
Cannibals
You
to
both
go.
can. So, but obviously you need to be very careful because it's very easy to hit each other's back there. But you can.
The guy behind just
There
should
will be a penalty
healer.
on control
That's
speed
it.
and maximum speed. But you know, it's absolutely high quality of life. Imagine if your friend loses a horse. I've seen it so many streams and I thought they don't know what's coming for them very soon. And this is it. So yeah, if one of your friends or a few of them and you have enough horses, you can bring those friends on your mount. So it's gonna be really cool, right? I think it's gonna be quite the quality of life as well, only due to that, right? And yeah, we have this awesome new mountable. A big fat thirster is almost breaking the back on that poor piggy. Look, the mighty warrior running around on the pig. So that's
Cool.
coming.
We need
So
armored
you can
bush
obviously
kings.
ride on pigs on Haven. And obviously we have this little beast, the wolf family. Never gets old. This is really cool, and obviously if you're
The
a
wolf
small
animation
race,
is very
there
cool
won't
from
be
first
a
person. I
major
really like
penalty,
how it's
so they
just
can be
jumping
quite
like this.
effective. If you're big, heavy,
It's not
have a
runs,
lot of
jumping.
items,
It looks
it quickly
fancy.
slows you down again, so you need to consider those things. And then we had a final
Now I want an
one.
armored wolf.
This little baby.
Yeah.
This little baby.
And I don't like this one. This head is very annoying.
Cool, eh?
It's just
Cool, eh?
I know. I don't like
So
it.
we're going through the balance there with the numbers to making sure that horses should still be king, right? They're important transportation, they have a good carry abilities, and you can ride, you know, with full effect. And then you have all the creatures mountable over time. They will have some pros and cons, and obviously all of them won't be as fast as the horses. But
This is
you
the
know,
right way.
good
not
additions,
so
good
dark.
options,
I
and you
don't
can
see.
spec some cool
Yeah, it
builds
should be it.
to fit your style
there.
or whatever you want, because this
Welcome,
is a
very
true
good.
sandbox, guys.
Where did Nia?
Alright. I hope you enjoyed today's stream with all
Yeah,
that
it's really
information
somehow annoying
about
how the head
TC.
is.
We have slides. I think
know,
we can put them on the
tweeting.
website. There will at least be some summarize of this, so people can go through the TC rules in general again, so you know what's coming.
Head? Didn't expect it.
And yeah, you know, we're getting preparation. Hopefully we are delivering this next patch with the mountables and the next pack of magic and some very important optimization and improvement to allow the TC stress to be the next thing after that patch. Alright. So let's see. Shall we pass on the torch here, guys? Wallafant's gonna be dope. It is gonna be dope for sure.
They're still
And,
learning.
you know, we want to put that wagon eventually up on a camperon, so you can actually walk around a few up there.
Yeah, it's
one of
aggressive
those
ahead
steps
move.
that again makes us kind of get very close to the wagon system. But yeah, there's gonna be some cool options for sure. Let's see who's streaming today. We got Jake, Avaira TV.
It probably will be
Let
Jake
me
then.
do the poll. It's easier. My brain
You just don't stream
is,
this time.
getting tired, so I need your help. Sweet stream, Eric. Looking forward to the next one already. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let me find my poll.
I didn't remember is it possible to find something on the corpse.
Yeah, you vote and I pass. All right.
But most likely people are too lazy to do that each time. As well as I am. Let's check in. Actually, it's probably, yeah, it's not that at all. Because they can't target it. That's a shame.
I'm spelling like Raven. Okay, I just picked 5 out of the ones streaming, alright? 1 minute, vote. Ow.
So
Vote.
snowy. Very snowy. No, but I'm not sure that is this one. Anyway.
Pick the small freeze. The small freeze, eh? Avaira always have some funny adventures, and you never know when you run into some crazy RP elements. I ran into quite an epic encounter when there were Chickaboom cult religion.
Yeah, it was fun.
It never ended. It was constant flow of people
RP?
joining that cult.
Unless not
No,
really
stuff like
predictable.
that.
Sometimes
It
it
happens
just
in games like
doing
Multiline.
it.
I've never seen it any
Sometimes
in
it's
any
just
other game.
peaceful streams.
That's cool stuff. Then on one stream I saw an army of shooting firecrackers over a city. Looked insanely epic.
Yeah.
another-
I lost people
another
not
kind of
using
moment.
NMDism left
Okay,
and
let's
right.
see who won. Jake.
It's too dangerous.
Jake the noob killer. I hope he learn not to just be a noob killer. And don't stress him, guys. When you stress him, he feels forced to be a noob killer. And that forces us to quickly
Actually, when
change
he's
the
bored, he
game
can
to
noobs.
protect the noobs.
Oh, the cave is clear.
Cults are cool. Indeed. He won't learn.
Oh,
I
my
know
horse
you're
is
right,
pretty
Alexa.
cool.
He won't. That's why we have to secure those noob areas.
Yes, exactly.
So he can't linger in those noob areas.
And protect areas
push
from
players away
such
from the
noob
game.
killers.
Because, you know, we're all here to grow the game, right? We all do our part. And Jake does his, which is the opposite. And I guess that's on me, right? I'm the one to blame. So I'm gonna take responsibility and fix that.
That's good.
And we need
Good
to
to
do
hear.
that, obviously, before we open the gates and flood
Nah,
of
it's still too
noobs
many
entering.
fans of
So we can
noob
give them a fair
killers.
chance
So
to let
who
them
cares?
become a true
we
champion
have double 2
for
to
the
go.
future, and then
Second
give a
act today,
proper,
at least.
challenge for everyone, including Jake. But I know he wanna feel mighty when killing noobs, right? He said it himself, Sometime you have to.
How bad you should be in real life to compensate it
I
in
want
game.
to watch RPK player kill noob. Tug the human clade win. We will see. So alright, you have spoken at least. I will make it happen.
That's why I don't remember all this part.
Alright, let's see, what do we have there?
So dark and snowy, it's so hard to say. Oh crap.
What is the story behind Chickaboom?
Oh, it's a way to the
Please, I want
house.
to know.
Okay.
So it was one of my streams, right? I got so excited that I just gave birth of a new word, and that was Chickaboom. It's that easy.
Yeah.
When
Now
you
we
have that
worship Chickaboom.
adrenaline, you have the rush, and you feel the power, a little goosebump. Then you give birth of unique things, and bam,
Of course I
put it
didn't
to the
mind.
world, and it's now there.
Yeah, it
free
was
for
nice
anyone to
entertainment.
use it.
I need to
Yeah.
separate the highlight
And it can be used
keep
in
it.
quite a few
It
situations.
was a lot of cogs, but
Whatever feels
it
great
was
for you.
nice
you can use
anyway.
it. Right. Gotta help note to direct new players to mmorpg. Yeah, we have a lot of good plans. We are
Can we stop doing this?
release to help new players on Haven, and also to improve
Damn.
Haven in general, to give a really
Getting the
good
paranords everywhere.
experience and long experience, so people can get a good fair experience on there. And we're also gonna need that for when we make Haven free to play eventually, right? Love it, Chigaboomski. I think I said it when I was building up those walkers when I sacrificed them, and get that blood.
Yeah,
sucked
that's a
into
tough
me,
veteran.
some enemies. I think that was one of
Also
the
because I'm
moments.
doing handle
Chickaboom. I'll follow up on that when I cast some star rain, or what spell was it?
But I didn't
Was
miss
a
it
demo man that picked one of
any
the
hints,
spells, and
so
I
it was fine.
shot it, and bam! It was a Chickaboom moment. I think there's
Yeah, that's better
video
than
of
many
that as well.
footage in this
Anyway,
game actually.
I need to get my nightly snack before it's getting too late here, and
The pack is full, what do
so
you
I
mean?
want to thank you guys for joining in, asking your
The hands are
questions,
heavy, yeah.
and
Okay, I have a bit of space.
taking part of some
Cannot
TC in
even-
depth, and our little sneak peek of the upcoming mountables, and all your donations, and yeah, awesome. Like I said, we really appreciate you guys being here, supporting us, and we build this great game together. That's exactly what we do, right? The snack is, I don't know, like a toast or something casual, right?
But
Alright,
I
let's
use
see.
vertical.
It's time to raid
I mean-
our nuclear Jake.
That's the direction I choose. Also didn't
Today,
work
now
well.
when we join in on him, right? Or we have to go there and bully him just as he bullied noobs. Let's go there, gang, and just gank him up. Shall we? Shall we? Let's gather a little group and gank him.
That would be nice, actually.
Alright, let's raid.
Okay, that's enough for me for today. This browser. Disable the browser. Okay. Well, it was a lot of cool information today. It's interesting. So, actually, it's a lot of things to think about. Guilds are necessary, alliances use this for this, and in theory you can still create a guild and do something about it. But can you do much? That's the question. It's very unclear how fast this new resource will run out, how much you need to work for it, and so on. So we need to start from something small and then see how it will work. Anyway, I need to prepare gold and resources for this year to be prepared. Because it's interesting mechanic, and at the very least I will get the table with the map of Mirrorland, with dynamic map of Mirrorland in my stronghold. That's already cool. And also it will be possible to place catapults and ballistas on the roof. That's already nice. And this I think I will have enough influence to keep at least watchtower with damn guards near my stronghold. That would be cool. Basically, it's a very cool feature. You can place it near, like, if your stronghold someone not far away from, I know, trees, for example, or ground or whatever. You can place a stronghold. You can place guards nearby, so you will be able to peacefully farm whatever will be there while you will be under guard protection. That's actually very nice. Oh damn, I missed. Can you stop doing this? True Nordish, true. Do. They always carry this toilet paper for some reason. Also, for some reason, I'm damn overburdened. Probably need to return because I am too loaded with all this crap. Actually, I wanted to visit at least Necro spot, but for some reason I somehow missed it this time. It's really strange. It's a bit further? No, it shouldn't be further. No, with all the snow I just missed it somehow. Also, by the way, maybe I will fall down if I will switch to the bow. Because the axe is heavier. But no. Oh yes. Ah, damn it. I will fall down. Damn it. Horsey! Horsey return. Stop running away from me. I just have too many human hands. It's not a big deal. Let's go back then. Yeah, classic back of Paladin field with bandit hands. Like, they are bandits after all. Maybe in the next lives they will be more friendly to people. Maybe they will reconsider something in spirit form, and then when they will grow new flesh, they will be a nice guys. Who knows? Always possible. the snow. It's maybe this way, by the way. Yeah, it should be this way. I don't really like horse animation, especially snow horses. I don't know, I just don't like it. On fast it's kinda fine, but Jotuns, for example, I don't know, kinda looks a bit broken. I wonder would it be possible to rise a wolf and ride it. If you can ride a pig, then why not? You can ride undead pig. Don't see why you cannot do it. I should have. I have it, it's just bugged. Okay, come on, Negra. Show me what you can. Protected his master. Just a bone. We still have like on dance floor with all this light and oh, what's this? light and stuff like this. So charming. Weird but charming. Yeah. Sometimes it's updating too fast. That's a lot of blood. Paladin PC? I doubt about it. Well, maybe it was a paladin in the past, but now it's just dedicated necromancer. The only type of paladins can be but never attack first if there are no hostility. I didn't show any hostility at the beginning, but I was attacked by him and his dogs. So, nope, he's not a paladin. Yeah, maybe it was a fun paladin. Definitely not a normal one. So I need to prepare much money. The only question is how. Oh, I basically gathering some money, but when there is dark and darker places, there are way less people playing. Active guilds are still active, but people without guilds and small guilds, many of them in D&D now. So less people buying my stuff. So I'm getting less money through this week. I'm still sending the whole bunch of goodies list once in every city. So I'm getting at least around 400-500 gold each week this way. But that's not much actually. Each of my deaths also cost some money. I'm gathering some stuff, I also do some mining, but also it's hard to sell it. But also, actually, yeah, items for limiters will be pretty handy in future. The price will go higher. But actually, because it was announced, so some people will keep the items for this moment anyway. But still. But I'm not sure actually how expensive it will be to learn just 2 new directions. It's still not entities, it's still not arcana. Still just weather control and weather control related spells. It should be emanation and polarization. No even arrangement. Like for example, this illumination spell that just light surroundings was shown on the showcases and trailer and so on, and he's still not in game. It's still not there, and will not be with this update. Like arrangement, direction, and entities will be later, and it's not cool. But well, at least we now have someone depending on when it will be plus minus. It's better than nothing. Still not sure it will be possible to build something because I need people in exactly my guild to be able to sustain this India. So it's not possible anymore. It's possible to change the direction of the guild, of course. Because, well, okay, I have this idea with Paladins, but I just started it, so it's possible to keep this idea for myself, my roleplay, not for the entire guild, maybe. So maybe it's worth it to build something else, I don't know. I like the idea of Paladins, and it would be cool to create this guild and grow it eventually, because it will be helpful for everyone. But I'm not sure. What should I do about the city? I can just ignore the city aspect of the game. Just have a stronghold and someone will build a city nearby, maybe. I need to discuss it. Maybe one friendly guild will build the city and I will be able just to help them. And I will be just part of the city. And I will be focused on the guild. I don't know. Just would be cool to build a friendly settlement that will be kinda neutral. Actually, with all these guild aspects, building fully neutral settlement, I'm not sure what would be actually useful anyhow. Who will want to build somewhere if you already in some guild? You will need to build with their own guild to spread their influence. So logically, this is a cross for this idea. To build a neutral settlement. Previously it was possible, like people from different guilds can build all together and just to have something like additional guild. They can do different stuff together no matter what guild they are. But it will be absolutely strange to do it after TC. So it's good that I didn't start all this before the TC, because it will not work. It should be one guild. Yeah, the guild can be like, you know, it can be guild guards, for example. So you can build a city and you will protect this city. Yeah? So people will see guards, like literally guards. And then it's gonna be funny. Yeah? But still, it will be guild tied just to one city, but what's the point of tying yourself to one city? Yeah? There is a whole world that will be improved, updated, increased, etc. There's no point of sitting in one place. Well, I am ready to join anyone who is ready for this. Like, why not? People who don't do some nasty things, and it's good that it will be able to control it, because, well, it is possible that someone will be very, well, careful, will lie all the way, pretend to be good for some days. So I will say like, oh, it's a good person from there. He will join and then will start ruining the reputation. But if he will murder someone, it will be obvious with this new menu. And this new menu probably will be activated before the TC with this pre-TC update. So it's quite good. It also would be cool to separate access to chests, doors, etc. There should be doors in houses. It would be cool to build something like a base with a bunch of rooms, all the benches and stuff inside. Also, he mentioned like you can place merchant places inside houses, not on the outside. So it would be possible to actually make a mini market inside, like a floor for trade. That's quite nice. Oh, well, thank you for subscription, Summit. That's very nice of you. Thank you. So, yeah, back to the thing. It's possible to build like an inn, for example. One floor is a tavern, second floor is rooms, and third floor is, well, a market. And the roof is for duels and some tournaments. Brown and whatever. That would be a cool place, by the way. I would like to build something like this. My original plan was to build just a tavern. Like a stronghold, to build a tavern from stronghold. Like a big place with a bunch of floors. I thought about building one level 4 arena, so it will be with some obstacles and things. But it would be possible to use pro fight. But eventually I'm not sure what it will be. We'll see. At least now I have some details, so I can think about it. How it should be. How it's better to do it. Well, it's not much, but still 30 plus gold from this run. It's not that bad. Also some items and of course tons of the stuff. I'm not sure that I want to butcher it right now. And maybe I will relearn table butchering skill after extraction. Now I want to experiment with extraction a bit. Yeah, the inn would be nice. The only problem, it's not like you can build many rooms, and so not many people can live there. But it, in theory, can be a good variant for a guild base. Like everyone have a room, so everyone can come and just well, keep their own stuff, have few chests. It's already pretty nice. But the room also would be nice in theory, but for now we don't really need these rooms. Like you can give access to someone, but he will be online from time to time, and also slots will be filled pretty fast. So not sure. Yeah, I can build something around, of course. Some sort of like a trade post, but the thing is, there is another guild. Have a stronghold in this place, and according to my algorithm, maybe they would decide to actually build a city here, because the plan was originally to maybe together start doing it, but now I'm not sure how it will work. I'm just not sure what I can do, what one person can do for this. The system should be focused on big guilds. So will it be possible to build even small city if you just solo? I don't know. Well, logically I shouldn't be solo eventually, should be some people, but also will they want to work for this? I'm not sure. Like, do we really need a city? Like, it's nice to have it, but it's not necessary, really. So it's not clear. What the hell is that? Small? Oh, no, we need medium kicks. No. Yeah, it's too much blood. And this stuff. Mhm. Yeah, the problem with Hellspear, it's pretty rare to find any people here. Especially people ready for something. Sometimes there are a bunch of people here. There were some times when people actively built it around. There were many people inside the town all the time. But it was very short period. And now people is gone. Yeah, there are some KGB guys around. Not many overall. Yeah, logically time for Diablo 2 because I'm streaming like duo streams daily. Like half the stream is mortal, around 4 hours, and around 3-4 hours of second game. Now I'm doing all the Diablos, so it's second Diablo resurrected. So yeah, it's time for switching today. It was interesting to listen all this, and now I need to rethink about all this and probably talk to some people. I definitely need to start growing my guild anyway, no matter will I build something or not, in addition to my stronghold, but anyway, I need to grow it. I like the idea. It's it have potential, and that's what people need. And that's what's actually interesting to play. I'm still shitty Paladin, but I'm trying to become better. Anyway, not many people to help right now, even. Mostly people just own guilds and they just smash each other, and mostly it's all the same people with different ends. Mostly they are criminals, so not many things to do. So my connection jumping a bit. Anyway, we can do more of tomorrow, so let's do the break and we'll start Diablo